On the outskirts of Nanshan Tian, Emo indeed saw a teleportation formation. There were 2 cauldron-filling state cultivators guarding it. They recognized Shan Bingfeng, and seeing her come with Ling Xiaoshuang, they immediately greeted. When the 2 knew Emo was city lord of Mou City, they were very hospitable. From how they called him, Emo knew they cared more about his Pill King status. Clearly, news of him killing truth realization states at Mou City and annihilating 2 9-star sects didn't reach here yet. On the outskirts of Nanshan Tian, Emo indeed saw a teleportation formation. There were 2 cauldron-filling state cultivators guarding it. They recognized Shan Bingfeng, and seeing her come with Ling Xiaoshuang, they immediately greeted. When the 2 knew Emo was city lord of Mou City, they were very hospitable. From how they called him, Emo knew they cared more about his Pill King status. Clearly, news of him killing truth realization states at Mou City and annihilating 2 9-star sects didn't reach here yet. Just when they were about to go on teleportation formation, another 2 dashing lights came. 2 figures landed. One of them was Truth Realization State Level 3 just like Emo, and another was Truth Realization State Level 6. Shan Bingfeng looked at the 2 wondering since when were there so many Truth Realization State cultivators in South Peace State. The 2 didn't care seeing that both Emo and Shan Bingfeng were Truth Realization State, but they were a little surprised seeing Emo was this young and a Truth Realization State. The Truth Realization State Level 3 said to the 2 cauldron-filling states, "Open the teleportation formation, we're going to Demon Prison Forbidden Grounds." "Yes, Qianbei." One quickly replied and opened the teleportation formation. The 2 went in first. Emo and Shan Bingfeng didn't mind, but Ling Xiaoshuang frowned. "Master, why don't the 2 know you?" Ling Xiaoshuang thought that although her master was Truth Realization State Primary Stage, she was renowned in the world. "These 2 are probably not from South Peace State," Shan Bingfeng said. Shan Bingfeng looked at Emo and asked, "Emo, can you tell who these 2 are?" Ling Xiaoshuang said that out of politeness. Emo was powerful, but he was too young. A cultivator whom even she didn't know, Emo probably wouldn't know either. However, Emo smiled. "They aren't from South Peace State indeed, they're from the Heartless Sea." Emo was thinking something else. If even the Heartless Sea cultivators got news of this, who knows how many more cultivators would be coming. How do you know?" Ling Xiaoshuang asked. Emo smiled but didn't answer. He just went on the teleportation formation. He had dominated the Heartless Sea. The Heartless Sea cultivators all had a dense sea chi. Other people can't feel it, but he immediately noticed. Seeing Emo ignore him, Ling Xiaoshuang didn't feel happy but could only go on the teleportation formation. "Such a huge barren desert!" Ling Xiaoshuang exclaimed. It was boundless, there was not a person to be seen here. Even the 2 Truth Realization State cultivators who just came disappeared. Emo felt completely different. Compared to the Sand River of West Extreme State, this was heaven. There was a bleak sensation entering Sand River as though it was filled with unseen bones and killing intent. It was dark here and even the rocks were gray, but Emo felt it wasn't as shocking and filled with killing intent. But Emo also knew that it was only the Nanshan Desert here, there was still some distance to the Demon Prison Forbidden Grounds. The visibility range was very low, even spirit sense was greatly affected. This place was also lifeless and monotone. Despite knowing there was no danger here and she was hollow spirit state, Ling Xiaoshuang still subconsciously moved closer to Shan Bingfeng. Shan Bingfeng had a calm expression. This place couldn't startle her, and Emo could immediately tell that she had been to quite a lot of dangerous places herself. This teleportation formation was built on the border of Nanshan Desert. There was still tens of thousands of miles from the Forbidden Grounds. This distance wasn't far for them, but they didn't go very fast. Emo even slowed down as he wanted to see if there were those spirits in here too. Even so, 4 hours later, they were at the outskirts of the Demon Prison Forbidden Grounds. They didn't encounter any danger on the way. This was the first time Emo saw the entrance to the Forbidden Grounds. The desert was already gray and dim, but here Emo realized the condition in the desert was much better than here. This place was truly dark. Without spirit sense, the eyes would only be able to see a dark hole. Even though Yemo's eyes were much better than others, he could only see a blurry shadow. So black! Ling Xiaoshuang said, and Yemo suddenly shot out a fireball. After a scream, the darkness returned to being silent. Yemo picked up a crystal. It was very bright, hard to imagine it was in that black shadow. This is demon spirit, Ling Xiaoshuang said in a shiver. She didn't see nothing with her eyes nor spirit sense, and Yemo already killed a demon spirit. If these demonic spirits could really infect the minds of cultivators, wouldn't she have fallen just then? Shan Bingfeng nodded. That's right, if Yemo didn't kill that demonic spirit, you would have been possessed already. Shan Bingfeng said that, but she didn't really mean it, as her spirit sense scanned that demonic spirit too. Yemo breathed easy instead. This place wasn't as dangerous as Lin Jishan said to be. The demonic spirit here was far weaker compared to the evil spirits of Sand River. They weren't on the same level. Even if Ling Xiaoshuang was careful, she would be able to annihilate it with hollow spirit state inner fire. He also realized what was going on here. The demon spirits just hid in the darkness. There's a formation around here, probably to stop the demonic spirits from going out, Yemo suddenly said. If all the demonic spirits were really on this caliber, they were of no threat. Perhaps even the sun could melt them. Shan Bingfeng also noticed the formation and nodded. Yes, perhaps I'm thinking too much. Although there's demonic chi spilling, but it doesn't seem to be too serious. Yemo frowned. Demon Prison Forbidden Grounds, the most dangerous forbidden grounds of South Peace State. If this was it, then it didn't deserve that title. Master, do we go in now? Ling Xiaoshuang asked. Shan Bingfeng looked at Yemo and asked, What do you think? Yemo thought for a moment and said, I'm going to set up another formation outside. I don't feel this formation is enough. If something happens, it would be too late. No matter what, Yemo didn't want something to happen to South Peace State. MOU City was at South Peace State too. Since he felt there was something wrong with this forbidden grounds, Yemo felt he needed to set up another trap and kill formation. You're saying things aren't as simple as they seem? Shan Bingfeng immediately realized Yemo's intention. It's probably so. Yemo nodded. Chapter 1428. Storytime in a Small City. Chapter 1428. Storytime in a Small City. Seeing Yemo throw down an extreme grade spirit range for formation, even Shan Bingfeng was at a loss for words. Yemo was wealthy and this willing to give. Even a 9-star sect might not have extreme grade spirit range in South Peace State. Her Clear Dream Mosque only had one extreme grade spirit range for the entire sect, and that was left behind by Qian Bei. The reason Yemo was this generous was one, because his Golden Page world was filled with extreme grade spirit range, second, top grade spirit range were trashed to Suo Anshan, so he had less of that. Another reason was that Yemo was scared of the evil spirits coming out of the forbidden grounds. He knew all too well the power of those evil spirits. Truth realization state cultivators can't even see them with their spirit sense. Even if they could, they wouldn't be able to kill those evil spirits. Who knew if there were evil spirits here? Yemo might not have her noble intention, but he did things more materialistically than her. If evil spirits were in here, this shabby formation wouldn't be enough to stop them from coming out. If these things went out of Nanshan Tian into South Peace State, it would be a disaster. If the entire South Peace State has fallen, how could MOU City exist alone? Yemo knew that chance was very rare. Even in the West Extreme State, those evil spirits could only exist in Sand River, meaning those demonic spirits probably could leave here. But it was better to be safe than sorry. Shan Bingfeng's view of Yemo changed again. Before, she said that Yemo was either the root of chaos in the cultivation realm or the savior of the cultivation realm. So many times she tried to help Yemo and urged Clear Dream Mosque to help Yemo. She was good at seeing what others thought. When she first saw Yemo was a little weaker at that time and his mind had flaws. She immediately saw what Yemo thought. She was unhappy that Yemo had those dirty thoughts the first time he saw her, but after that she couldn't see Yemo's mind again. Seeing Emo take out extreme grade spirit range for formation, she realized she knew far too little about Emo. This wasn't a simple formation. Only on the third day did this level 9 trap and attack formation slowly show. More and more cultivators came here. Some cultivators who knew Shan Bingfeng and Ling Xiaoshuang only greeted them and just went straight in. On the fourth day, Emo's formation completely closed, and with a crack, the spirit chi that was seeping out completely disappeared. There was actually a sliver of light in the darkness of the demon prison Forbidden Grounds. In the center of the light, a pitch-black entrance appeared before them. Martial Brother Yi, you used extreme grade spirit range to set the formation here. What if the people who came here found out and tried to take it? Ling Xiaoshuang asked. Emo smiled. They won't. Emo really wasn't worried at all. Even 5 or 6 truth realization state cultivators won't necessarily be able to break this formation. Those lower than truth realization state would be instantly killed. Those cultivators who can reach truth realization state weren't idiots. Emo didn't believe they couldn't see the use of this formation. It didn't block cultivators going in at all and only trapped those demonic spirits without a physical body. If there really was some truth realization state cultivator who tried to break the formation, Emo would know. He left a spirit sense mark on this formation. He would come out and kill them. More and more cultivators came. There were even 7-star and 6-star cultivators here, as well as many solo cultivator. Emo didn't use stealth means for his formation, so many people saw Emo set up the trap and attack formation. But they all knew the formation probably wasn't for show, so no one touched it. At this moment, the 3 also went into the Forbidden Grounds through the entrance. Ochiao City, this was a very small city in South Peace State. It was mostly inhabited by mortals. There were some cultivators, but they were very low level. In a restaurant, some cultivators were chatting away. Did you know? MOU City's City Lord come back to the city dominantly. The Pills City Truth Realization State cultivators were showing off there. 20 to 30 Truth Realization State cultivators trapped Emo. Guess what happened? A drunk skinny male cultivator chatted. This news was very shocking, and many other cultivators immediately stopped talking. Someone even asked desperately what happened. This skinny cultivator drank the entire bottle of wine and then said, "That City Lord Yi is extremely powerful." It said that a few of the Pills City elders even had a few low-grade immortal artifact, but in the eyes of City Lord Yi, there were clowns. City Lord Yi didn't even use magic artifact, and he crushed all the Truth Realization State Peak stage using low-grade immortal artifact. That power, this isn't possible. Truth Realization State Peak stage can be crushed with Cultivation Essence Giant Hand? One that was low-grade immortal artifact? Even if the Pill City has that many Truth Realization State Peak stage Jianbei, they wouldn't be able to have that many low immortal artifact. Someone asked? The male cultivator realized he was caught out and quickly slammed the table. "Waiter, bring some more wine." Then he said to that cultivator, Impossible. That's because you don't know the power of Cultivation Essence Giant Hand. Can you use Cultivation Essence Giant Hand? That cultivator's face burst red, but he still argued. Pill City cultivators were also Truth Realization State. They also have Cultivation Essence Giant Hand. The male cultivator said in contempt. So what if they do? Can their Cultivation Essence Giant Hand compare with City Lord Yi? City Lord is also a Pill King. I heard he's level 10 Pill King. The highest level of Pill King is level 9. Someone else asked quietly. The man said nonchalantly. Then level 9. I can't remember too clearly. At the time, I only saw sword chi ravaging the dimensional fabric. That battle was heavenly shocking. Another green-robed beautiful female cultivator sitting in one corner showed surprise and joy hearing this. Just when she wanted to ask more, another old man said, "This friend is telling the truth, but it's too exaggerated. According to what I've heard, the Pill City Truth Realization State elders wanted to combine with MOU City, but City Lord Yi happened to get back before then." Then what happened? The green-robed girl asked. She felt this old man was more reliable. The old man nodded. The Pill City had 10 Truth Realization State cultivators and they threatened City Lord Yi. In his anger, City Lord Yi crushed a Truth Realization State Level 1 with Cultivation Essence Giant Hand. There were exclaims of shock everywhere. The old man continued. Then, one Pill City elder sent a distress signal and the nearby Pill City elder Shui Yi Qianbei came too. The Pill City Truth Realization State thought they had won for sure, but even Shui Yi with low-grade immortal artifact was no match for Yemo. At this moment, Pill City Truth Realization State wanted to grab City Lord Ye's family and threaten him. Due to this, City Lord Ye was completely furious. The green-robed woman's fists were clenched pale and her face was very worried. City Lord Yi trapped Shui Yi with formation and then used lightning element magic to kill the remaining 9 Truth Realization States. The force of that lightning, everyone who saw it were all astounded. When Shui Yi broke free, he was also killed. Then, the original Vice City Lord Lu Olan and his master Wuming's 6 strikes left Mou City. City Lord Yi didn't kill the 2 on Silver Moon Pill King's account. Hearing this, the green-robed female cultivator felt assured. Chapter 1429. A man should live like this. Chapter 1429. A man should live like this, someone else asked quietly. Then the Lightning Cloud Sect and Infinity Sect all have enmity with City Lord Yi. Would they seal sects again now? Seal sect, they probably don't have a chance to seal sect. Another sneer sounded. The old man nodded. Indeed. What's going on? The Skinner man asked. If he knows this, he can exaggerate it somewhere else. The old man said. Because after City Lord Yi rebuilt Mou City formation, he immediately went to Lightning Cloud Sect. Even the Lightning Cloud Mountain was removed. On the next day, City Lord Yi stamped the Infinity Sect. There won't be Lightning Cloud Sect and Infinity Sect in the South Peace State from now on. A man should live like this, the man sneering before said. He clearly knew this, but after the old man finished, he still slammed the table and drank his cup clean. City Lord Yi killed 11 Pill City Truth Realization State elders. Did the Pill City not get revenge? One Foundation Establishment State Primary Stage female cultivator asked. The cultivator sitting on the same table with her asked. Do you think the Pill City is same Pill City as before? At its peak, it had even 100 Truth Realization State cultivators. After multiple events and now Silver Moon and Guan Tian Pill King leaving Pill City, the Pill City Truth Realization State Qianbei have split off. They would be lucky if there were 20 left behind. This time, City Lord Yi just killed 11 The sneering man continued. The Pill City is lucky if City Lord Yi didn't go find trouble with him. How would they dare to go to Mou City? I also heard that City Lord Yi said if the Pill City didn't behave, he would erase them. The blood of the cultivators boiled, as though if they worked hard on cultivation, they would be able to catch up to Yimo's level one day. Hero, he's a hero. If I, Li Shidao, gets to see the face of such hero, I would be very satisfied. The male cultivator sighed. The old man smiled. Friend, it's not hard for you to see City Lord Yi. You have a way? The male cultivator clearly admired Yemo greatly and asked in surprise and joy. The old man nodded. The demon prison Forbidden Grounds demon Chi have spilled. Mou City Guan Tian Pill King went to help Snow Demon Pill but was infected by the demonic Chi instead. Silver Moon Pill King went to help him and thus the incident at Mou City occurred. After City Lord Yi annihilated Infinity Sect, he immediately went towards demonic prison Forbidden Grounds. It's said that there's immortal demon crystals there and many cultivators went there in Serac of that. If you go there now, friend, you might be able to see City Lord Yi. What is immortal demon crystals? Someone asked immediately. Suddenly there was some rustling downstairs and moments later, one male and female cultivator charged up the second floor. The green-robed woman saw the two and looked joyful. She got up but before she could talk, another Golden Core State Level 7 charged up to second floor and instantly stopped the two. Two Foundation Establishment State insects dare to escape from me. Then, he reached out with his hand wanting to grab both of them. The two Foundation Establishment State knew there was nothing they could do against Golden Core State cultivators, so they closed their eyes and awaited death. Golden Core State was the highest level in this small restaurant. No one dared to say a thing to stop this Golden Core State. Someone even recognized who the Golden Core State was. At this moment, sword light flashed and splurged blood splashed out. Half an arm fell onto the ground. No one expected someone to help at this moment. The Golden Core State held his broken arm with a pale face and ate a few pills. She stared at the green-robed female cultivator and asked, "Qianbei, why did you cut my arm?" "I don't know you," the green-robed female cultivator said coldly. "You dare to kill my big brother's disciple. I can't cut your arm? Piss off. If you dare to stay, I will cut your head." The Golden Core State grunted and picked up his arm, flying out of the restaurant. Clearly this green-robed female cultivator was Nascent Soul State. "It's you." The two looked at the green-robed cultivator and said with a complex expression. The female cultivator nodded. "It's me, Eru Xiaojun. I really didn't expect to see you guys here. Let's chat over here. Big Brother would be very happy to know you guys are safe." The two were taught cultivation method by EMOs, so they didn't suffer too much here. They just hanged with low-level cultivators searching for resources every day. Yu Eru's expression was complicated because he knew this woman. It was his master's brother's wife, Dongfang Nana. They didn't expect her to be this strong. Yu Eru even thought that his master might not be a match for her. The restaurant quietened down a lot. This green-robed woman easily cut off the arm of a Golden Core State tertiary stage cultivator. Clearly, she was no simple person. Being noisy in front of a nascent soul state, Qianbei was asking for death. She was Dongfang Nana, but she's called Qing Nana now. Her talent is very good, pure wood spirit root. With a large amount of resources at MOU City, she was nascent soul state when she finished solitary cultivation. She knew that Yemo left MOU City to find Song Yangzhu and Yi Ling, and she also missed Yi Zifeng. So she left MOU City to search for Yi Zifeng. She had been searching for him in this city as he disappeared from here. However, she had asked countless people and still wasn't able to find any news of him. Even so, she reached nascent soul state level 5. One could see how good her talent was. Once the three sat down, Qing Nana saw Yu Eru give her a wary look, so she could only say, "Eru, I came with Zifeng to South Peace State and then we got separated. Big Brother found me and took me to MOU City. I'm actually not from the Dongfang family, I'm called Qing Nana now. I really didn't expect to see you two here. This city is where Zifeng went missing. I've searched here for a few years, but I still haven't found Zifeng." "Marshal Uncle Zifeng went missing?" Yu Eru asked in shock. Qing Nana nodded in sadness. "Let's not talk about this. Why are you guys here?" Yu Eru asked desperately instead. "Andi Qing, you're saying my master found you. He's in MOU City?" Qing Nana nodded. "Yes, the city lord of MOU City is Big Brother. He built MOU City." Hearing this, Yu Eru's eyes went red. He thought he would never be able to find his master again, and yet in such a place, he got news of his master. The big name of MOU City, he had heard of it many times and knew the city lord was City Lord Yi, but he never expected the city lord to be his master. Lu Xiaojun held Yu Eru's shaky hands. "I'm going to MOU City now to find master." Yu Eru got up immediately. Qing Nana nodded. "Big Brother isn't at MOU City right now. You won't be able to see him even if you go back now. If you want to see Big Brother, you can only go to Demon Prison Forbidden Grounds. I just heard people say he went there." "Then let's go there," Yu Eru said without hesitation. "But I've heard that Demon Prison is the most dangerous of the South Peace State for Forbidden Grounds. With our power, we'll die if we go," Lu Xiaojun said worriedly. "But I've heard that Demon Prison is the most dangerous of the South Peace State for Forbidden Grounds. With our power, we'll die if we go," Lu Xiaojun said worriedly. Qing Nana nodded. "It's very dangerous indeed. I've never been, but I've heard from others. The Forbidden Grounds is in the Nanshan Tian Desert. Ordinary cultivators wouldn't even be able to make it to the desert, much less the Forbidden Grounds. Then Qing Nana suddenly waved to the old man. Friend, come over. The old man was only Foundation Establishment State Level 7, and he didn't dare to hesitate as he came over. Qian Bei, what do you need of me? You said that many people went to Demon Prison Forbidden Grounds. According to what I know, it's the most dangerous forbidden grounds of South Peace State. How do ordinary cultivators go? Qing Nana asked. The old man replied. Qian Bei, it's because of the appearance of immortal demon crystals. It can allow cultivators to break through and rapidly increase their power. It's even more effective than pills. One disaster transformation state peak stage cultivator used the crystal and reached truth realization state on the spot. Everyone was listening in intently because of this. Some of the cultivators couldn't even breathe. Qing Nana frowned. I asked you how ordinary cultivators got inside, not what's the use of the immortal demon crystals. The old man quickly answered. Qian Bei, don't worry, it's because of these crystals that some big merchant association set up a teleportation formation outside Nanshan Tian. From South Peace City, Feng City and a few other cities all have teleportation formation to Nanshan Tian. A Qian Bei even set up teleportation formation from Nanshan Tian to Nanshan Desert. So cultivators can go straight to Nanshan Desert and enter the demon prison forbidden grounds. Qing Nana said in confusion. Even if they can go there, so what? Demon prison forbidden grounds is the most dangerous forbidden grounds. Low-level cultivators going there is seeking death? The old man said. It's because many powerful cultivators have gone in already. The demonic spirits have all been annihilated by them. So, the outskirts is very safe. Low-level cultivators would form teams and try their luck at the outskirts. If they can find low-level demonic spirit, they might be lucky to get a few demonic crystals. If they were luckier, they might get one containing immortal demon crystal. Plus, it's said there's a trap attack formation outside the forbidden grounds. If you encounter powerful demonic spirit, you only have to run out of the forbidden grounds, and you would be safe. There's even quite a lot of chi-gathering cultivators there. Qing Nana suddenly asked coldly, You're a mere Foundation Establishment State cultivator. How would you know so much? The old man quickly said, It's because Wan Bei is from Fei Ling Merchant Association. We set up the teleportation formation from Feng City to Nanshan Tian. Qing Nana realized and then asked, So you came to advertise for them to send people to Demon Prison Forbidden Grounds? The old man quickly said, Yes, our merchant association would have flying ship going past here. Those who wants to use Feng City teleportation formation, we can give 50% discount. Qing Nana waved his hand. This old man was just here to sell things. No wonder he knew so much. He was purposely bringing the topic to the immortal demon crystals. As soon as the old man left, many cultivators went up to ask him about the teleportation formation and immortal demon crystals. Auntie Qing, are we going Feng City too? Yu Eru asked desperately. Clearly he was convinced by the old man. Qing Nana said awkwardly. Eru, just call me Nana, I'm younger than you guys. Yu Eru still wanted to say something, but Qing Nana said, That's settled. Since even chi-gathering cultivators can go in, then let's go check it out too. Seeing this, Yu Eru asked, When do we go? Let's go now, I have flying ship. Then Qing Nana got up. The entrance to the forbidden grounds was bleak, the stairs were completely made up of fine sand. Yemo and them weren't very fast. 15 minutes later they were still on the steps. Yemo started to speed up. After 7 minutes, they finally got off the stairs and came to a dark lava pool. The pool was dry and filled with hard lava rocks. However, this place started to light up a little instead. Despite having spirit sense, everyone's first instinct was to look with eyes. Cultivators were of no exception. So this place is called Demon Prison Blood Pool. I heard a Qian Bei talk about it, but it's dry now, Shan Bingfeng said. Yemo didn't care much at first, but hearing Shan Bingfeng say this, he felt the solidified lava did seem strange. It was as though if you looked at it, there was a strange attraction that made you want to jump in at all costs. Yemo shook his head. The three walked 5 hours from the pool and didn't see a single demonic spirit. They didn't see any cultivators either. Master, I feel uncomfortable in here, Ling Xiaoshuang finally said. Shan Bingfeng nodded. I heard that before people can't even avoid the blood pool. They would all jump in. It's normal that you have such feeling. We're about to reach the Bone River. We didn't encounter any danger on the way. Clearly huge changes have occurred here. Bone River? Yemo asked in confusion. Shan Bingfeng nodded. Yes, the Bone River is like the blood pool. Those cultivators who see it wouldn't be able to resist jumping in. Countless people have died in there over the years. Yemo frowned. There's blood pool and Bone River. Isn't it like the fabled hell? Would there be Naihe Bridge and Mengpa Soup? He was thinking, since there was Bone River, would the demonic spirit fuse with the hatred in the Bone River and form evil spirits? They were nothing to him but lethal to ordinary cultivators. Shan Bingfeng nodded. I haven't heard of Mengpa Soup, but there really is Naihe Bridge. It's called Three Birth Bridge in here. The demon prison Forbidden Grounds is extremely huge, and there's unimaginable treasures here. Despite all the dangers here, there would always be cultivators coming inside. However, no cultivators would go to Three Birth Bridge. Why? Ling Xiaoshuang asked. Shan Bingfeng's face looked serious. Those who go to Demon Prison Three Birth Bridge will die for sure. There has been no exceptions. There's a saying, seeing the Three Birth Bridge, your present life is no longer. Stepping foot on the Three Birth Bridge, your past life has turned to dust. Walking on the Three Birth Bridge, your next life has faded. Suddenly, Shan Bingfeng waved a fireball over and there was a sharp howl. Then, a flashy crystal landed on the floor. It was exactly the same as the immortal demon crystals Gu Wei gave him. Hearing this name, Yemo felt strange, the demon prison Three Birth Bridge, his Three Birth chant. Even though he knew the meaning was different, he still wanted to see this Three Birth Bridge. Immortal demon crystal? Ling Xiaoshuang called out in shock. She only raised her voice a little, but it seemed eerily sharp in the demon prison Forbidden Grounds. Immortal demon crystal? Ling Xiaoshuang called out in shock. She only raised her voice a little, but it seemed eerily sharp in the demon prison Forbidden Grounds. As though to respond to her call, there was a huge rumbling in the distance, as though someone attacking something. The three quickly came to the place of the sound and found there were a few hundred cultivators gathered here. They surrounded a dried-up riverbed. There were many bones inside. Seeing this, Yemo immediately knew this might be the Bone River. Rumble! Yemo saw a disaster transformation state shoot out a red flame, and with a sharp howl a crystal fell to the ground. Another immortal demon crystal. Yemo had understood. All the people here were waiting to get the crystals. Even their position was decided after some battles. Shan Qianbei, Goddess Ling. There were less people who knew Yemo, and they felt strange when Shan Bingfeng came with Yemo. Some cultivators knew about the Pill City, Infinity Sect and Lightning Cloud Sect things and wanted to come up and greet Yemo. However, they were afraid of losing their spots if they left. Yemo just wanted to find someone to ask where Silver Moon Pill King went when he saw a few cultivators fly over from the side of the Bone River. They quickly said, Dao friends, please help. So many demonic spirits chased over, we're no match. Many cultivators already noticed the demonic spirits chasing over. Unlike the evil spirits, demonic spirits could be found with spirit sense if cultivators knew of the frequency. Tens of cultivators charged over, and there were more than 10 demonic spirits. Under the attacks of countless flames, they quickly turned into immortal demon crystal. Don't stay here, go to that side. That's demon prison plain, there's a lot of demonic spirits there. We have too little people, the saved cultivators said desperately. Hearing this, all the cultivators left the Bone River and followed them into the plain. Soon, there was only them three left. Master, are we going to the plain too? Ling Xiaoshuang asked. Shan Bingfeng looked at Yemo, wanting to know what he thought. Yemo said uncertainly, Shan Qianbei, I don't feel the demonic spirits here are that simple, they're too easy to kill. There's some irritance about the whole thing. Shan Bingfeng fell silent and said after a while, I believe you've been to too many dangerous places like the Ice God Forbidden Grounds. It's indeed very dangerous, but theoretically the demon prison Forbidden Grounds is the #1 Forbidden Grounds. It should be more dangerous than the Ice God Forbidden Grounds. That's why you have this feeling. This place is indeed dangerous, but the blood pool has dried and the Bone River doesn't have that calling. I believe some incident occurred here causing this. Even she thought so. Yemo didn't continue explaining. Seeing this, Shan Bingfeng said, "There's 3 directions ahead of the Bone River to enter the depth of the Forbidden Grounds. One leads to the plain, another to the 3-berth bridge, another leads to Sand River." Sand River? Yemo repeated in shock. West Extreme State had a Sand River too, and West Extreme State had a Demon Realm too. There was 2 ways of getting there. One was from the Sand River. If that really was the case, then there were 2 ways from South Peace State to West Extreme State. One was through the Heartless Sea, another through here. Yemo came from Earth and knew planets were round. Luo Yu continent was huge, but no one knew if it was round or not. Who can be sure it wasn't? If Luo Yu continent was a round planet, then things could be explained. Shan Bingfeng nodded. Yes, Sand River. I've heard Qianbei mention it, but I've never heard of those who went in and came back. Since no one has come back, how do they know one path leads to Sand River? Ling Xiaoshuang asked. Shan Bingfeng smiled. There would always be someone who knows. There's no reason for it. In a short while, more than 100 cultivators came over where they came from. Marshal Uncle Shan, Marshal Sister Qingshuang, Brother Yi. There were even some people Yemo knew. Seeing Qinggan and Qingyi and them, Yemo felt warm at heart. They had gone through hardship together in the Truth Fall Palace, so Yemo greeted them. Why didn't Qingwei and Yushan come? They're in solitary cultivation. Qinggan quickly answered. She exclaimed at heart, thinking that although Yemo annihilated Lightning Cloud Sect and Infinity Sect, he was still the same Yemo. How did you guys all come here? Shan Bingfeng looked at the Clear Dream Mosque nuns and asked in confusion. Sect leader said that Demon Prison Forbidden Grounds opened up and told us to come for a trial. The nun said. Shan Bingfeng nodded. She knew what the sect leader meant. Luo Yu continent was about to descend into chaos, so was South Peace State. If they stayed in the sect and never experienced things, they would always be soft. Only through blood and battle could they grow. Yemo fell silent. Was keeping Luo Ying and them in solitary cultivation good or bad then? City Lord Yi, I'm going to take my disciples to Demon Prison Plain. What about you? Shan Bingfeng asked. She knew that since the Clear Dream Mosque disciples were here, she couldn't keep going with Yemo. Yemo nodded. Okay, Shan Qianbei, go as you please, I'm going to stay here a while. Then, Shan Bingfeng and them left the Bone River and headed into the plain. The rest of the cultivators followed too. In the turn of an eye, Yemo was the only one left here. Yemo didn't go because he felt there was something wrong with the Bone River. He couldn't tell exactly what it was. He was bewildered that with all the countless bodies here no evil spirits formed. Yemo stood by the Bone River and scanned in with his spirit sense. Even though his spirit sense was extremely powerful, he couldn't find anything inside. He still felt it was strange though. Thinking about this, Yemo released Miss Lotus Heart Fire and used Heaven Flame 9 Suns. A blue sun shone above the Bone River. Instantly, a few shadows seeped out. They were very fast. Yemo's face changed. There really were evil spirits here. Yemo didn't understand why they didn't attack those cultivators. Truth Realization State cultivators could use their domain fire to kill evil spirits instantly, but if they were possessed by evil spirits, then it would be very difficult. Although Yemo could only use one blue sun with Heaven Flame 9 Suns, this sun would even be able to melt top-grade spirit artifact, much less these evil spirits. Howls sounded and the evil spirits were immediately melted away. Before Yemo could breath, a figure dashed out of the Heaven Flame 9 Suns rapidly. It had a dark red color. Without a doubt, it was a very powerful evil spirit, or it wouldn't become dark red and ran from the Heaven Flame 9 Suns. Instantly Yemo chased over, not noticing that the evil spirits he killed didn't drop a mortal demon crystal. The dark red evil spirit was very fast, and moments later it appeared at the crossroad. Without hesitation, it chose one and went in. Yemo looked at the 10-meter-tall black stone tablet by the side. It had the bloody words Demon Prison 3 Birth Bridge. Yemo just hesitated a little and the dark red evil spirit disappeared in the bridge. Yemo just hesitated a little and the dark red evil spirit disappeared in the bridge. Yemo hesitated for a moment, and came to the entrance of the path, but the dark red evil spirit was long gone. Yemo chased for a few minutes and saw a curved bridge that wasn't big. It was only about 10 meters long and half a meter wide. With Yemo's power, he could cross countless of these bridges in one step. But when Yemo saw this bridge, he felt a little dizzy, as though something was coming out of the depth of his brain. It was extremely hard to even walk a step forward, much less cross the bridge. So powerful, although the dizziness disappeared after Yemo started using the 3-birth chant, it was still eerie. Yemo paused for a moment, and immediately stepped foot on the bridge. He was ready to go in the Golden Page world at any time. The path of cultivation was arduous, and if Yemo retreated today, then what if he had to go in the bridge next time? The instant he stepped foot on the bridge, he felt countless dark chi rush into his sea of consciousness. His sea of consciousness rumbled and became very chaotic. Yemo actually walked another few steps forward rapidly. The next moment, he felt the bridge crack and countless bones surrounded him. Yemo grunted, and his only sliver of conscious left made him immediately go in the Golden Page world. The instant he went in, he felt everything around him clear up. The terrifying dark demonic chi and the bones all disappeared. Yemo panted and sat next to the bitter bamboo, using the 3-birth chant to remove the demonic chi in his sea of consciousness. A few seconds later, slivers of demonic chi were refined out and floated before his eyes. Seeing this, Yemo was shook. With his cultivation essence and powerful spirit sense, these demonic chi could silently invade his sea of consciousness, and almost made him lose himself on this bridge. No wonder Shan Bingfeng said that stepping on this, your 3 lifetimes would all be gone. Yemo released a ball of flame burning these demonic chi and then threw out a surveillance formation. Yemo saw from it clearly that the bridge was still there. There was no cracks nor endless bones. Such a powerful illusion in demonic chi, Yemo exclaimed. He took a leaf from bitter bamboo and placed it in his mouth before appearing on the bridge again. Immediately, the countless demonic chi and illusion came over again, and the stone bridge beneath him seemed to be cracking again. This time Yemo was prepared. He released Miss Lotus Heart Fire while using 3-birth chant. As soon as Heaven Flame 9 Suns was released, a blue sun hung in the sky. Instantly, countless shadows appeared under it. Even Yemo had goosebumps watching this. This was the first time he had seen so many evil spirits gathered together. Some were even near his back, but he didn't notice due to the disruptions from the demonic chi and illusion. Yemo took a cold breath in. If all these evil spirits left the 3-birth bridge and even the demon prison forbidden grounds, then Yemo didn't dare to keep thinking. If that really happened, South Peace State would be over. He even saw a few dark red shadows amongst the evil spirits and frowned. His Heaven Flame 9 Suns didn't seem to have adequate power against them. But even so, Yemo couldn't care that much. No matter how much Heaven Flame 9 Suns used up his spirit sense, Yemo kept inserting cultivation essence and spirit sense into the Miss Lotus Heart Fire. With this, the blue sun exploded, terrifying blue rays covering the entire bridge. Countless evil spirits made a terrifying sharp scream before being disintegrated. However, Yemo felt strange that despite knowing they would die, those evil spirits still came flying to the Heaven Flame 9 Suns. Even the dark red evil spirit didn't dare to run away. Seeing this, Yemo breathed easy and used more cultivation essence and spirit sense. The dark red evil spirit was powerful and fast, but if they didn't run in time, they would still be disintegrated under the Heaven Flame 9 Suns. Just then, Yemo noticed that below the bridge was a river of bones. This river was much bigger than the bone river before. Yemo scanned with spirit sense and soon found there was another branch upstream. The bone river he saw before was probably the branch, and this river beneath the bridge was the main river. Seeing countless evil spirits getting purged by the Heaven Flame Nine Suns, Emo felt great. He took out 2 spirit recovery pills and ate it. In all of his moves, Heaven Flame Nine Suns had the greatest toll on spirit sense. Only he could use such cultivation method, other people wouldn't be able to last very long using it. Emo decided to use the spirit nourishing well to nourish his spirit sense. Only when his spirit sense grew more powerful would his power increase too. As Emo ate the 2 pills, the Heaven Flame Nine Suns exploded out even deeper blue color. At this moment, Emo suddenly felt his spirit sense drain up. The Heaven Flame Nine Suns devoured his spirit sense that he just recovered clean, and before he could react, he felt the sun emit an glaring blue ray. Moments later, a second sun was born in the blue light. Emo rejoiced. He didn't cultivate the second sun. Heaven Flame Nine Suns gave birth to it itself. His Heaven Flame Nine Suns upgraded. According to Emo's understanding, if his Miss Lotus Heart Fire didn't reach purple, the power of Heaven Flame Nine Suns won't increase much even if he had 2 suns. But now that the second sun appeared, he knew he was greatly wrong. The second sun that appeared itself was much more powerful than the sun he cultivated. Emo quickly ate a few more spirit recovery pills and barely stabilized the 2 suns with a pale face. One was eye-piercing blue, and another was daisy red. When he calmed down, he realized that the countless demonic chi and evil spirits all disappeared. They were completely disintegrated by Heaven Flame Nine Suns. Emo put away the Heaven Flame Nine Suns side. No one dared to step foot on the 3-birth bridge since antiquity, but now, he was standing here unaffected. The countless bones had disappeared and the evil spirits and demonic chi were also gone. The 3-birth bridge was so-so. But other than him, who would have the Golden Page World, Bitter Bamboo and Heaven Flame Nine Suns? The only thing Emo didn't understand was why did these evil spirits not escape, and instead came rushing at the Heaven Flame Nine Suns. The only explanation was that someone set the bridge, not allowing cultivators to pass. Or perhaps the powerful being didn't expect there would be someone like Emo in this world. Emo walked across the bridge. It was just like an ordinary bridge now. On the other side, Emo saw a hill that was like a grave. The hill was dark and Emo couldn't scan his spirit sense in. Emo flung out a lightning casually. The seal was clearly weak and was completely destroyed. After opening, there was a skeleton inside. Who would be this board, sealing a skeleton? After looking at this skeleton, Emo felt his skin crawl. It had been dead for countless years, but there was still a rotting smell and there were countless insects crawling around. Emo stared at the bugs and suddenly felt he had seen the bones somewhere before. Fire-eating bugs? Emo just thought of this name, and he heard a laughter. Emo was shook and retreated a few steps as he found the one laughing was the skeleton. Ha! The laugh sounded more crazy and didn't even look at Emo. Chujuyu, I, bug demon, am still alive, what about you? I don't believe you can still appear before me. Ha! The laugh sounded more crazy and didn't even look at Emo. Chujuyu, I, bug demon, am still alive, what about you? I don't believe you can still appear before me. The voice was like leaking wind sounding very ear-piercing, but Emo heard it clearly. Bug demon? Emo looked at the fire-eating bugs and asked heavily. You're the fire-eating bug demon that dominated Luoyu continent 10,000 years ago? Weren't you killed by Chujiu Qianbei? How are you still alive? The fire-eating bug demon used mature fire-eating bugs and was invincible. He killed countless people. He had no reason to kill, he did so completely based on his mood. Chujiu Qianbei? Just because of those words I'm going to kill you today. But before I kill you, answer my questions and I can leave you a complete corpse. The laugh stopped from the skeleton. Wait, how did you get here? The skeleton seemed to have remembered where this was. Emo didn't answer him and silently let out Shadowless. I broke your seal or you would still be laying in that coffin. I don't expect to repay me with gratitude, but before I answer you I want to ask you a few questions. A mere truth realization state level 3 small thing. How dare you? Is my name not fearsome enough? The skeleton saw Yemo wasn't shocked at all and was confused. His name was enough to make babies cry a night. There were countless cultivators who died to him. There was a large sum of sects he annihilated. Other than that absurd Chujioyu, who didn't fear him. Yemo asked. You sealed yourself, right? You escaped from Chujioyu Qianbei and didn't dare to go out, so you hid here. You were afraid of your bones being completely eroded by demonic chi, so you sealed yourself. I underestimated you. You reached truth realization state at such a young age, and you know I sealed myself? The bug demon studied Yemo. Yemo seemed calm on the surface, but he was very shocked. He was shocked not because the bug demon was alive, but how did he cross the three-birth bridge? Yemo said plainly. This means that if I didn't break your seal, you wouldn't be able to come out at all. The bug demon sneered. Even if you don't come, I can break the seal in another hundreds. What I'm confused is, how can you cross the three-birth bridge with a mere truth realization state level 3 power? How could ordinary people cross the three-birth bridge? He was forced nowhere to go by Chujioyu. Luckily, he had a level 12 fire-eating bug. He gave up his past life and future life and rested his present life, his essence spirit in the fire-eating bug. The fire-eating bug died, but he barely survived. The reason he was confident in going out was because he had an ancient space transmission rune. With this, Yemo knew his guess was right. Seeing Yemo's shock, fire-eating bug demon said impatiently, Answer a few questions and I'll give you a complete corpse. First, has Chujioyu died? Second, the entrance to the demon prison Forbidden Grounds is sealed. How did you come in, and how did you cross the three-birth bridge? Yemo got what he wanted and no longer had the patience to talk to this bug demon. He released Zisu and hacked over. Seeing that he didn't even attack in this mere truth realization state level 3 dared to attack him, the bug demon was furious. The dense clutter of fire-eating bugs charged at Yemo thud. The bug demon used his hand to stop Zisu. Crack. Fire-eating bug demon took a few steps back. He looked at his bones in disbelief. His hand was hacked off a piece by this truth realization state insect's kitchen knife. Were all the cultivators this powerful now? A mere truth realization state level 3 was this powerful? What if he encountered truth realization state tertiary stage and truth realization state peak stage? He must quickly recover his power. Fire-eating bug demon felt his body shaking, and before he could react, he felt the slowness around his body. Domain. Fire-eating bug demon said in shock. Without hesitation, he ran his cultivation essence like crazy, and his spirit sense urged the fire-eating bugs to devour Yemo. The fire-eating bug sped up. Yemo let Shadowless bid its time on the side. He released Heaven Flame 9 Suns. He was worried the Heaven Flame 9 Suns wouldn't be able to annihilate the bugs. The bugs devoured fire, and his Heaven Flame was also fire. Seeing Yemo release flames, the fire-eating bug demon sneered but didn't talk. If his fire-eating bug were scared of fire, then they wouldn't be called fire-eating bugs. Crack. Yemo's domain had cracked and the fire-eating bug demon expanded out his own domain. He cursed that his power was greatly diminished. Otherwise, how could he be scared of a truth realization state level 3? At this moment, a blue sun hung in the air and fire-eating bug demon's windpipe voice sounded. Miss Lotus Heart Fire, Heaven Flame 9 Suns, you got the black-yellow 5-element print. Where did you get Old Man Hong's Miss Lotus Heart Fire? His fire-eating bug made popping sounds under the Heaven Flame 9 Suns, and soon, they turned to dust. Yemo breathed easy. He felt strange. These fire-eating bugs had lived for so long. Why were they so weak? But then, he immediately realized what was going on. No matter how powerful they would be starving to death after all these years without nourishment of fire. His Heaven Flame 9 Suns was blue sun now. How could ordinary fire-eating bugs survive under it? But what was the black-yellow 5-element print? Was it the basic 5 elements magic he got before? Seeing all his fire-eating bugs being burned by Yemo's Heaven Flame, the fire-eating bug demon was very anxious. He didn't expect a random low-level cultivator he encountered would be this insane. Even though his bugs had stared for countless years, he could easily annihilate a truth realization state peak stage. These bugs were his lifeline. Losing one was unacceptable. If he recovered their power, he wouldn't be afraid of Yemo's Heaven Flame and Heaven Flame 9 Sons. Thinking about this, the fire-eating bug demon wanted to run. He didn't want to fight to death with Yemo here. This young truth realization state level 3 cultivator was too eerie. His cultivation essence and spirit sense were extremely powerful and more scarily. His domain was on par with his. The fire-eating bug demon ran his domain like crazy, and used his only remaining cultivation essence to support his bugs while secretly preparing the space transmission rune. Yemo noticed that the fire-eating bug demon seemed to want to run, but he was stopped by the fire-eating bugs. They didn't last, but there were too many of them, and with the support of the fire-eating bug demon's cultivation essence, they lasted longer. Heaven Flame 9 Sons was too taxing on his spirit sense, so he couldn't free himself up to attack the fire-eating bug demon. He immediately called out, "Bug demon, did you hide a gourd and there's a lot of fire-eating bugs inside?" When he killed Infinity Sect Mingwujian, he used fire-eating bugs. Perhaps they belonged to this old guy's. However, as soon as he said this, the fire-eating bug demon went crazy and charged at Yemo. "Insect, I'm going to tear you apart." Yemo guessed right, the gourd belonged to the fire-eating bug demon. It was his foundation for rising to the top again. However, Ming Wujian found it, and used it against Yemo. In the end, they were all annihilated by Yemo. Yemo wasn't afraid of the fire-eating bug demon charging at him. He was afraid of this skeleton running away. Yemo released Zisu again despite not having enough spirit sense. This was an opportunity. Even if his spirit sense gets injured, he would kill this old guy. Yemo sighed. If he didn't waste too much spirit sense on the three-birth bridge, things wouldn't be so hard now. The fire-eating bug demon charged a few steps and stopped. He used his bones to stop Zisu. He waved his hand and countless fire-eating bugs charged at Yemo for him. They formed a semicircle around Yemo. The fire-eating bug demon charged a few steps and stopped. He used his bones to stop Zisu. He waved his hand and countless fire-eating bugs charged at Yemo for him. They formed a semicircle around Yemo. The Heaven Flame 9 Sons was powerful, but Yemo needed more than 10 seconds to burn them all. During that time, the inner layer of bugs were enough to devour him. Although his God-state body refinement didn't fear the devouring of the bugs, but he felt disgusted thinking about being bitten. Yemo was shook at how much bugs the skeleton had. He didn't dare to keep letting Shadowless hide. He signaled and Shadowless charged up too. Zisu hacked open the fire-eating bug flock and an empty space opened up before Yemo. The flock flew around everywhere and body parts splashed around. It was very revolting, and just when Yemo wanted to give the fire-eating bug demon a strike too, he sensed danger. Before he could retreat, there was a huge sound. Yemo wasn't even prepared to go in the Golden Page world. He was completely surrounded by this explosion. He realized that the fire-eating bug demon made the flock surround him and self-destruct. Seeing his plan succeed, the fire-eating bug demon rejoiced. He knew that Yemo was experienced as he was and thus took the blow. Even an immortal would probably only have a life left after that blast. The only thing was he used up too many fire-eating bugs this time. Just when he was rejoiced, he suddenly felt his bones go cold. His essence spirit was being devoured by something. Before he could react, another purple ray hacked over. This truth realization state level 3 wasn't dead? He was completely fine too. This time, the fire-eating bug demon was truly shocked. His fury before was half fake. He wanted to lower Yemo's vigilance. The fire-eating bug demon felt his essence spirit being torn apart. He ran his cultivation essence like crazy, wanting to force out the thing devouring his essence spirit. Shadowless bug! The fire-eating bug demon soon knew what was in his body. He was shaking. He didn't have flesh. If Shadowless devoured his essence spirit, he would dying a very painful death. He even detonated part of his essence spirit and forced Shadowless out. At the same time, he activated the space transmission rune without hesitation. Crack! Zissou hacked on the fire-eating bug demon, half of his body split apart. A dim gray light flashed, and the rest of the fire-eating bug demon's body disappeared in the gray light. Yemo looked at the shoulder of bones he cut off. If the fire-eating bug demon's domain was a little weaker, then he wouldn't be able to escape. However, this old thing got away. However, he was going to kill this guy outside no matter what. He was too much of a trouble. Yemo waved his hand and the rest of the bones turned to dust and flames. Then he ate 2 more spirit recovery pills. Using the Heaven Flame 9 suns consecutively was quite a toll on him. Little did Yemo know that the fire-eating bug demon was more annoyed. He thought he met a truth realization state level 3 insect that he could abuse. However, this truth realization state level 3 insect was too absurd. He not only had Heaven Flame but also knew Heaven Flame 9 suns, that powerful domain, and Shadowless. Even his kitchen knife was that deadly. How was there such a cultivator in this world? Even Chu Jiuyu was far weaker than this absurd young cultivator when he was truth realization state level 3. Not only did he not kill this truth realization state level 3, but he lost 90% of his bugs and half of his body. He even lost 1/5 of his essence spirit. To him now, the most important thing was finding a place to recover. He swore that if he didn't recover to his prime, he would hide as far away as he could when he saw that young truth realization state level 3. Black yellow 5-element print? Yemo picked up that painting and didn't find anything strange about it. It was just still an ordinary painting of mountain and river. Yemo shook his head and put the painting away. If it really was something good, he wouldn't be able to get it. Why didn't someone like Shui Yufeng not take the painting? Yemo continued to go further in. Yemo noticed that the earth and rocks around him were all black. He couldn't see any marks of formation, but his spirit sense could only scan a few kilometers. The reason Yemo kept going in was because he felt there was space seal in here. The seal flags were definitely on this side of the bridge. No one other than him could come here. This was the safest place to put the seal flags. Yemo didn't go very far along the black broken road. In less than 6 minutes, Yemo saw a black mountain. There was the words Demon Prison Peak on it. The peak was empty, and there weren't any plants nor even rubbles on it. There was a road paved with blue rocks below it. It extended into the distance where Yemo's spirit sense couldn't scan. The blue road seemed quite outstanding in this background of black. Yemo stopped. His sixth sense was impeccable. He was also a level 9 formation grandmaster, so he immediately felt there was something with this peak. It didn't seem like a peak, it was more like a formation. Yemo released Zissou and hacked at the peak. Rumble. After a huge thud, Yemo felt he hacked in mid-air instead of a peak. Purple rays splashed, and the black peak disappeared. A huge light pillar appeared before Yemo, and there was a huge 8-trigram disc inside. Space seal flag? Yemo called out shakily. He was shaking not because he found a way to let South Peace State cultivators immortal ascend, but there were nearly 1,000 immortal crystals inside. There was less than Sand River, but if Yemo could get all of it, he didn't need to worry about reaching Truth Realization State Peak Stage at all. Even though he was Truth Realization State Level 3, if he didn't have immortal crystals, then he might still be Truth Realization State when Qingxue and them immortal ascended. Yemo would rather ascend himself first, and create a safe environment for Qingxue and them to meet up. Yemo calmed down. Since he found immortal crystals, he couldn't miss out on this. Otherwise, who knows when he would find the next one. The 2 times before, the flags escaped under his attacks. How should he keep the flag this time? Yemo subconsciously looked around and thought, if he set up a space seal formation, would he be able to stop the seal flag? Thinking about this, Yemo knew this was the only way he had, despite not being sure if he could stop it. This way, he would either get nothing or everything. Yemo hesitated and decided to try. Yemo started forging formation flags. He didn't hold back on materials. he used all of the high-level materials to make formation flags. They were worth nothing compared to 1,000 immortal crystals. Emo used 4 days and set up a space lock formation around the seal flag. This was level 9 peak. This was the limit of his formation due to skills and materials. Emo used 4 days and set up a space lock formation around the seal flag. This was level 9 peak. This was the limit of his formation due to skills and materials. He knew that if he didn't do it right, the seal flag might explode instead. If it did, the power would be huge. If he couldn't get in Golden Page World at the right time, he might be seriously injured even with his God State body refinement. He was going to make the seal flag automatically hide into space, and then get blocked by his space lock formation. The most important thing wasn't to stop the seal flag but dragging it into his Golden Page World. Otherwise, it was impossible to keep all the immortal crystals in the seal flag. If the seal flag went into his Golden Page World, it would be completely under his control. So when Emo set up the space lock formation, he also set up a transmission formation. He wasn't sure if his power was enough to move the seal flag into the Golden Page World. After everything was ready, Emo hacked open the light pillar. Before Emo even went in, immortal spirit chi seeped out. After Emo went in, he threw tens of formation flags there before the crevice could seal. Then he started taking immortal crystals from inside. The instant Emo tried to do that, the space hiding mechanism was activated. Emo was swept out by the seal flag in a rumble. However, Emo jumped in the air instead and threw out tens more formation flags. The formation flags inside the seal flag resonated with the flags outside. Emo threw down the main formation flag. The stealth disc and few thousand immortal crystals were revealed. However, this disc was about to charge out of Emo's space lock formation. Emo was shook. He immediately knew his space lock formation couldn't stop this seal flag. It would at most slow it down. If he didn't add another slowing formation before, it would have broken free already. Emo quickly released Golden Page World and released the transmission formation. Before, he could even move the entire sect mountain of Lightning Cloud Sect and Infinity Sect, but now, Emo's actions only slowed down the seal flag. It was still escaping towards outside. Emo was worried. If he continued, he definitely wouldn't be able to take the formation flag and his efforts would have been for nothing. In his desperation, Emo released his domain. The seal flag seemed to slow down a little more, but it was impossible to take into his Golden Page World. There seemed to be an invisible force drawing the seal flag away. Emo burned his essence blood like crazy while using spirit sense blades one after another. He wanted to hack away the power drawing the flag away. What made Emo rejoiced was that his spirit sense blades didn't miss. There seemed to be tens of fine strands of power that his spirit sense blades cut. Finally, Emo couldn't resist spitting blood due to spirit sense exhaustion. However, he rejoiced instead as the flag was completely stopped. When he drew the seal flag again, it was taken into the Golden Page World after the combined effort of his spirit sense and the formation. But in the process, the seal flag shook and 10 immortal crystals fell from it, landing on the floor. Emo panted and ate a few pills with an exhausted face. He just wanted to pick up the immortal crystals when he felt a rumble beneath him. Such a familiar rustle. Emo immediately thought of when he broke the second seal flag in West Extreme State. Emo immediately knew that the immortal ascension restriction of South Peace State was removed. Emo panted. He didn't need other people to thank him, the seal flag was more important to him. After recovering his spirit sense, Emo picked up the immortal crystals. On contact, Emo immediately felt that familiar immortal spirit chi. He even admired himself a little now. He needed to find a place to recover first, and then count just how many immortal crystals he got. Thinking about this, a few dashing lights suddenly came at him and instantly landed nearby him. Jing Yingli? Emo saw it was Jing Yingli whom he collaborated with before. In a few years, she was Hollow Spirit State peak stage, just one step away from body condensation state. But how could she be so fast? Then, Emo immediately saw the rune tied to her leg. It was actually two truth realization state behind her. It was the two heartless sea truth realization state cultivators he saw before. This was the first time he had seen two truth realization state cultivators chase a hollow spirit state cultivator. Seeing Emo, there was surprise and joy in her eyes. Emo, you're here indeed, help me. The two heard this and laughed. They thought she used a top-grade mobility rune to run away, but instead she came looking for the help of this truth realization state level 3. They had seen this truth realization state level 3 before. How do you know I'm here? Emo asked in confusion. Before she could talk, the two truth realization states looked at Emo's hand in shock. Immortal crystals. It's actually really immortal crystals. The truth realization state level 6 said. Emo put them away and said to Jingli, "Come to my side first, you can tell me what happened later." "You're injured?" Jingli saw Emo's pale face. Emo smiled. "Even though I'm injured, two mere truth realization states are no threat to me." Seeing Emo put away the crystals, even if Emo didn't say anything, they weren't going to let Emo go. The truth realization state level 6 sneered. "A mere truth realization state level 3 and you think you're great. Your cultivation speed it quite fast. Let me see how you're outstanding." Then, the truth realization state level 6 released his black mace. There were countless spikes that shot towards Emo. Jingli could only see the spikes but not Emo at all. The killing intent made her keep retreating. Emo smiled and waved his hand. The countless spikes seemed to have slowed down and then gathered in the middle. Jingli panted and stopped. She looked at Emo with complication. The first time she saw Emo, her cultivation level was higher than Emo. She was a prodigy and reached Hollow Spirit State peak stage in a few years, but when she heard of Emo's news again, he already killed 9 Truth Realization State Qianbais. The Truth Realization State level 6 was shook a little and used more cultivation essence, wanting to envelope Emo with the spikes. However, the next moment, he was dumbfounded. He found it was hard to even move his body. A Truth Realization State level 3 bound him was domain? What was this? Just when he wanted to escape, he saw a purple ray hack open from his head. A vibrant red exploded amidst the purple beam. Seeing the Truth Realization State level 6 not even last one move to Emo, the Truth Realization State primary stage was dumbfounded. He didn't dare to believe his eyes. How could there be such a Truth Realization State level 3 cultivator? Even a Truth Realization State peak stage wouldn't be able to kill a Truth Realization State level 6 in one move? Seeing the Truth Realization State level 6 not even last one move to Emo, the Truth Realization State primary stage was dumbfounded. He didn't dare to believe his eyes. How could there be such a Truth Realization State level 3 cultivator? Even a Truth Realization State peak stage wouldn't be able to kill a Truth Realization State level 6 in one move? When he realized this was reality, Zissou had already hacked out again. In his desperation, he wanted to use blood mobility, but then he realized he was too slow. When he felt he was bound by Emo's powerful domain, he realized why his friend didn't even last one move. They couldn't even more in there. After the sword light, this Truth Realization State primary stage perished too. Jingli looked at Emo in extreme shock. She knew Emo's power. She thought that it was after a battle that Emo killed 11 Truth Realization State cultivators, but now, Emo killed 2 Truth Realization State cultivators in seconds and they couldn't even resist. Emo's power was far beyond her imagination. This was when he was injured. What if he wasn't? Who could injure Emo? Emo put away Zissou and ate another spirit recovery pill. He felt his spirit sense was powerful but not enough for him anymore. He had to improve his spirit sense quickly. Emo, Jingli sighed. I didn't expect you've reached this level. Compared to you, I'm too trash. Emo smiled. Don't be like that, your talent is on par with that Yuan Guanan, but you're just more low-key. Not everyone had time formation disc, 3 birth chant, bitter bamboo and immortal crystals. His cultivation speed had nothing to do with his talent. Jingingli laughed. She knew Yemo wasn't comforting her. She felt bad. Luckily Yemo wasn't a South Peace State 10 beauty, or she would feel worse. She was ugly, but she was very competitive. She has even never been self-conscious of her looks. How did you know I'm here? Yemo asked again. Those who went on the three-birth bridge would die for sure. How did Jingingli dare to go on? Jingingli smiled. When I charged on the bridge, I never planned to live, but I guessed right. She explained. Now that the Forbidden Grounds opened, countless cultivators rushed in. Most of them went to the plains, and there were indeed many demonic spirits there. Many cultivators formed squads to find immortal demon crystal, so did I. I heard from someone that you didn't go in the plains and was still at Bone River. I left the squad to come find you. Jingingli quickly explained. I'm about to reach body condensation state. I need some pills. You promised me before. Yemo nodded. So that's it, but why were you chased by two truth realization state cultivators? Jingingli smiled. When I got back to the Bone River, I saw all the bones had disappeared and I found a storage ring there. Inside I found this ore. Then she took out a purple ore and gave it to Yemo. I don't know what it is, but it's searing hot. Seeing this ore, Yemo's eyes went red. This was the exact same one as the ore he got from the Chu 18 discs. The one he got was faint blue, and he used that to bring Miss Lotus Heart Fire to blue. This ore was purple. Didn't that mean it could upgrade his Miss Lotus Heart Fire to purple? The higher level, the harder it was to upgrade rare flames. If he didn't get the blue ore, his heaven flame would still be red. Ever since it became blue, he couldn't upgrade it no matter what. Jingingli had a smart mind, and looking at Yemo's expression she knew that the ore was very important to Yemo. She put it in his hand without hesitation. This ore has no use to me, you can have it. Yemo could tell that Jingingli knew what he wanted, and he said awkwardly. Did the two truth realization states see the ore and thus they chased you? Jingingli nodded. Yes, one of them said level 11 rare flame purple marrow. I immediately knew things weren't good, but luckily I had a level 9 mobility rune. I immediately activated it, but despite so, I was almost caught. If Jingingli didn't see him, she wouldn't be able to get away even with mobility rune. Yemo admired her quick reaction. Ordinary cultivators would think that handing over the ore, they would be able to survive, but Jingingli knew that she would still die even if she handed over. How could two truth realization states let out news that they robbed Hollow Spirit State cultivator? Level 11 or rare flame purple marrow? Yemo repeated. He knew that level 11 ores in the cultivation realm were nearly immortal grade. Jingingli continued. I knew that no matter which way I ran it would result in death, so the only place I could choose was Three-Birth Bridge. However, I was actually fine going on it. Seeing I was fine, the two chased over too. Luckily I met you and escaped, she explained. To be honest, since you weren't at the plain nor the Bone River, I knew you probably came to the Three-Birth Bridge. You would definitely go a place others didn't dare to go. Even if you were to go the Sand River, it would be after the Three-Birth Bridge. Yemo sweated. He just realized that Jingingli knew him much better than most people despite not staying with her for long. She was too smart. Yemo took the ore and said, This is indeed very useful to me because it can upgrade Heaven Flame. Thank you. Jingingli smiled. You've helped me a lot too, you don't need to thank me for this. Plus, if I didn't meet you today I would have been killed. Yemo said seriously. Martial sisteringly, you helped me more, to be honest. Without your help I wouldn't be able to reach this level, so I need to thank you more. Then Yemo took out a few more jade bottles and said, These are pills for your future cultivation. I'm afraid sometimes you won't be able to find me, so I've prepared it all for you. If it wasn't for her, he wouldn't be able to escape Truth Fall Palace, nor would he know about going to Pill City and meeting Lu Wuhu. Then, he wouldn't be able to find the Herb King Spirit Range and not get the Time Formation Disc. Without the Time Formation Disc, he would at most be a Hollow Spirit State cultivator now. Seeing Yemo call her martial sister now, Jingingli also smiled. Martial brother Yi, I only need one break spirit pill. You gave me so much I probably won't need it all. Then, Jingingli opened a bottle. When she saw the pill, she called out in shock. Filling pill! Then, Jingingli opened a bottle. When she saw the pill, she called out in shock. Filling pill! She seemed to have realized something and opened all the other bottles. She was shocked completely. Break Spirit Pill was the lowest here, the rest were expensive just by looking at the names: Dew Condensation Pill, Cauldron Essence Pill, Disaster Will Pill, Truth Carrot Pill. She couldn't even recognize Stalagmite Benefit Pill. This is too much, Jingingli said. Yemo waved his hand. I know you've been finding cultivation resources yourself. Otherwise, with your talent, you would be body condensation state now. These pills can save you large amounts of time. If I'm not wrong, South Peace State cultivators can immortal ascend now. So work hard and reach truth realization state. South Peace State can immortal ascension now? What did Yemo mean? She quickly thought and connected the dots. Yemo was injured, the loud bang. Was the immortal ascension also related to Yemo? But she didn't ask. Yemo didn't say anything. Yemo took out another 10 immortal crystals and gave it to her. You can have these. Jingingli was shook and quickly rejected. Martial Brother Yi, I can't have them. Immortal crystals were something even truth realization state wanted. How could she take it? Yemo was too generous? Luckily she knew Yemo was not romantically interested in her at all, or she would even think Yemo was into her. Yemo just placed the immortal crystals on her hand and said, Remember, only when your power is high enough you can help others. Perhaps if you're powerful one day you can help me. Jingingli dazed and didn't reject this time. She took the immortal crystals and thanked. Thank you, Martial Brother Yi. The dense immortal spirit chi made her almost moan out of joy. She was certain that with these things her cultivation path would be a different story. Jingingli was very talented and educated, no one could teach her. When the Golden Core State Hall of Fame No. 2 Xiao Fei proposed to her, she said, You don't desert me, and this made Xiao Fei leave in shame. But today, she was truly thankful to Yemo. She knew Yemo was different to those big sect members. He fought out every step of the way himself. He had no support. His teaching was from his own experience, and it made her feel the value of it. Yemo had thousands of immortal crystals, and so he didn't mind giving 10 to her. Her talent was absurd and she was very smart. Now that he helped her, one day she might be able to help him too. Let me see which way this path leads to. Yemo nodded and suddenly looked dazedly at the gray area ahead. What's wrong, Martial Brother Yi? Jingingli asked in confusion. Yemo frowned and didn't speak. He clearly saw a blue rock road here before, it was gone now. When you came here, did you see a road? Yemo asked her. Jingingli said in astonishment. No, when I came you were the only one here. Where is a dull gray space? Yemo had a subtle sense of danger reminding him that this wasn't the place to stay. Yemo put away his formation flag and said to Jingingli, Let's go, something's not right here. Jingingli looked at Yemo in confusion. Yemo never feared danger. Why was he like this? Seeing this, Yemo didn't explain and just took her to retreat. When they left the three-berth bridge, Yemo started setting up formation. He set up a level 9 trap formation, sealing the way to here. Yemo's sixth was very accurate. The three-berth bridge gave him a sense of danger, but it wasn't lethal. However, the disappeared blue road gave him an extreme sense of danger. I'm going to the plain to find Silver Moon Pill King. Are you going with me or going back for solitary cultivation? Yemo asked. Jingingli got this many pills and immortal crystals, theoretically she should go to solitary cultivation. But she said without hesitation, I'll go with you. I don't feel safe going out here alone. Yemo nodded. Indeed, I don't feel the Forbidden Grounds is as peaceful as we see it. The other side of the bridge gave me a very eerie feeling. By the way, Martial Brother Yi, why don't I feel the three-berth bridge is as scary as the legends? Jingingli knew it was probably to do with Yemo, but she still couldn't help asking. Yemo smiled. Because I crossed it first. Otherwise, the true truth realization state won't be able to appear on the other side. Just when she wanted to speak, she saw a cultivator run out from the plains crazily while shouting, "Let go of me! Let go of me!" It was a body condensation state cultivator, and in a second, the cultivator turned into a pile of bones. The terrifying thing was his skin and hair were still there, but his flesh completely disappeared. Even Jingli was scared, retreating a few steps behind Yemo. Yemo frowned, and threw out a flame. A faint shadow screamed and disappeared. Jingli also saw the gnarly shadow amongst the flame. Jingli asked in shock, "Demonic spirit, can't they be scanned by spirit sense?" "This isn't demonic spirit." Yemo shook his head. He realized, what was to come will eventually come. The demon prison Forbidden Grounds will become the nightmare of South Peace State cultivators. Immortal demon crystals were good, but nevertheless, this wasn't a place ordinary cultivators could come. "Then what is it?" Jingli couldn't resist asking. Yemo said heavily, "This is evil spirit, the lowest level evil spirit. Even the lowest level can easily kill body condensation state?" Jingli asked in shock. "That's right, the high-level ones are dark gray, even higher ones are faint red. If it's dark red, then it can easily kill truth realization state cultivators. You can't see it with spirit sense, but I can," Yemo answered. Jingli asked, "How do you know?" "Have you seen them before?" Yemo nodded. "That's right, when I crossed the three-berth bridge I almost died there. The illusion formation of the bridge works with the evil spirits. I encountered more than 10,000 evil spirits, and tens of them were dark red ones. Huh?" Jingli looked at Yemo in disbelief. If she didn't know that Yemo disliked bluffing and wanted to speak smaller of things, she would think Yemo was lying. But she knew Yemo was telling the truth, otherwise it wouldn't be so peaceful for her crossing the three-berth bridge. Yemo smiled. "The reason I can kill 10,000 evil spirits is not because I can kill 10,000 truth realization state cultivators. It's hard to compare. Evil spirits fear flames, I have heaven flame. Plus, the evil spirits there were very strange. I was killing them, but they charged up to let me kill. Otherwise, I can't kill that many. However, these evil spirits are different to the ones I've seen before. They can instantly devour the flesh of a cultivator. They probably didn't rush up to get killed by you, they probably wanted to kill you to protect something. They didn't expect you were that stronger, however," Jingli said. Yemo nodded. "You're very smart, they're probably protecting something." Yemo stopped, he thought of a problem. What were they protecting? Was it the flag he wanted to take away? That wasn't right, the seal flag definitely wasn't as old as the demon prison Forbidden Grounds itself. What were the evil spirits protecting then? Thinking about this, Yemo even wanted to go back there and check. Never mind, I should quickly find Silver Moon Pill King Qianbei, he must not be in danger. Yemo decided to find Yu Qichao first. He might not be able to protect himself. Never mind, I should quickly find Silver Moon Pill King Qianbei, he must not be in danger. Yemo decided to find Yu Qichao first. He might not be able to protect himself. After going into the demon plains, the two realized how bad the situation was. There were bones and skins everywhere. Storage ring, magic artifact everywhere. So many people are dead. Jingli took a cold breath in. If she was here too, she would have been dead. Yemo accelerated and expanded his spirit sense out. Despite his spirit sense being compressed to the extreme, he could still see everything with a 10 km radius. There were more and more bodies on the way, there were constantly howls of pain. Every howl meant another cultivator dead. The two also encountered some evil spirits, but they all disintegrated by Yemo's fireball. "This belongs to my abstruse sound sect." Jingli pointed at a pile of bones and said. Yemo's heart was skipping. Abstruse sound sect was 9-star sect. They would definitely have truth realization state coming. If even people from that sect died, what about Yu Qichao who went in even earlier? He hoped Yu Qichao would be able to use rare flames against the evil spirits. In a place 100 kilometers from Yemo, There were near 1,000 cultivators squeezed together. There was a fire circle in front of them, and the cultivators were in this circle. However, this circle was a little small. Some cultivators were at the border of the fire circle. They were full of skeletons outside the flaming circle. Those were cultivators who were devoured before they could get in. There were a few cultivators who saw this and wanted to charge over, but none of them could come in. Staying too long outside meant getting devoured by the invisible shadow. The cultivators inside were all worried. If they could regret, they would never come here. That invisible thing was too powerful. Who said they could find demonic spirits with spirit sense? Those things attacking them were invisible. The cultivators at the border could even see some faint shadows. The shadows seemed to know there were a lot of cultivators inside the circle and didn't want to leave. But they were also afraid of the flames and didn't dare to get near. The cultivators at the border were more scared, fearing they would be dragged out. The Lee fire formation was only that big. Unavoidably, people were near the border of the formation. In order to prevent people fighting over land and causing chaos, the two truth realization state cultivators said that anyone who dares to rob space would be thrown out. With this, everyone circled their own land. This way, those who came in first got more space and was further away from the border. Everyone take out their spirit stones and let Lin Qianbei use them. The Leaf Fire formation needs large sums of spirit stones. Without spirit stones, the formation would collapse and we would all die. One truth realization state cultivator said. With this, many cultivators took out their spirit stones and soon there was a pile of spirit stones next to an old man with formation flags. Xiaozhen and I don't have spirit stones, a man said worriedly. This cultivator was Yu Eru. The evil spirit incident occurred and they followed the place where most people were going. Because of Qing Nana's extreme grade flying spirit artifact, they were the first to enter the formation. Yu Eru and Lu Xiaozhen didn't have a lot of spirit stones, and even if they did, they were useless low-grade spirit stones and middle-grade spirit stones. If Qing Nana didn't take them, they wouldn't even have spirit stones for teleportation formation. They were the poorest of the cultivators here. Before Qing Nana said anything, a cultivator sneered. What are you staying here for when you don't have spirit stones? Piss off. Two mere cauldron-filling state dared to come to demon prison forbidden grounds. The three came early and took over a big piece of land. The cultivators next to them didn't get as much land as Qing Nana. They were closer to the border, so if Lu Xiaozhen and Yu Eru went out, they would have more space. What do you mean? I'll pay their spirit stones. Qing Nana sneered and took out a few thousand more top-grade spirit stones. The cultivator sneered. Who said you can do that? We all took out all of our spirit stones for the formation, yet you have more to pay for someone else? Qing Nana's face sunk. Are you starting trouble? I don't believe you took out all your spirit stones. However, there was nothing she could do, they were clearly hollow spirit state or above. Friends, these two foundation establishment state clearly have storage devices but don't even want to take out a single spirit stones. Although Qianbei has set up this formation, the formation needs everyone's efforts. If everyone is like them, how can we stop the demonic spirits? The hollow spirit state saluted with his fists and said loudly. However, he was looking at the two truth realization state cultivators. The two truth realization state didn't seem to hear this and just looked outside. No one wanted to speak out for this. No one would care if two foundation establishment state died, but no one wanted to push them out at this time. It was a terrible death, and the two only had storage bags. Clearly they were extremely poor. Some cultivators felt pity. Since everyone agrees, then I will attack. The hollow spirit state saluted with his fists and was about to grab Yu Eru. Lu Xiao took out 10 middle-grade spirit stones. I have some middle-grade spirit stones here. The hollow spirit state said. Now you take them out too late, stop. Qing Nana said coldly. Do you know who he is? He is Mou City Lord's disciple. If you dare to touch him, what happened to Lightning Cloud Sect and Infinity Sect will happen to you. The hollow spirit stayed dazed and laughed. So this means you're from Mou City too? That's right. I'm City Lord Ye's sister-in-law. No one believed Nana's words. Yu Era was Yi Mo's disciple? How wealthy was Yi Mo, and he was City Lord. How could he have a disciple that couldn't even take a top-grade spirit stones? This was too much of a joke. Plus, no one has heard that City Lord Yi had a brother. But speaking of Yi Mo's name, even the two truth realization state cultivators looked at Nana in shock, wanting to confirm if her words were true. What everyone didn't expect was, the hollow spirit state cultivator laughed. What is Mou City? What thing is City Lord Yi? To him, if his sect Xian Bais were here, he wouldn't even care about the two truth realization states here. Most cultivators looked at this cultivator in shock. Was his sect more powerful than Infinity's sect and even Pill's City? Some cultivators already realized that this hollow spirit state probably didn't come from South Peace State. A South Peace State would definitely know Mou City and never dare to say what thing is EMO. Let go of Eru, we'll go out ourselves, Nana said coldly. Then she pulled the two and said, Eru, let's go. Let go of Eru, we'll go out ourselves, Nana said coldly. Then she pulled the two and said, Eru, let's go. There was despair in Yu Era's eyes. He had a lighter view on life and death after this many years of unable to break through. But he was about to see his master, and now he was going to die. Eru shook his head. I'll go out with Xiaojun, you can stay here. If we all go out, who will tell master to get revenge for us? If you keep stalling, I'm going to attack. The hollow spirit state added. Nana, Lu Xiaozhen said worriedly. Nana shook her head. Don't worry, I have a way to escape. She did have a way. She also had a fire element magic artifact, a low-grade cultivation artifact Li Fire Tent. She got it when she was at Lu Qiao City searching for Yi Zifeng. But it didn't match with her element, so she rarely used it. There's a Li Fire formation ahead, and nearly 1,000 cultivators. These people are smart, but no matter how powerful Li Fire formation is, it can only last so long. Yemo said. Then Yemo said in shock, Nana is here? Why don't she go in the formation? Why is she using a Fire 10 magic artifact? Who is Nana? Jingingli asked in confusion. But Yemo's face changed and he sped up. He found there were 3 people inside, including Eru and Xiaojun. If Nana was hollow spirit state or body condensation state, she might be able to use it to escape the forbidden grounds, but she was only nascent soul state middle stage. She clearly didn't have even power to protect the 3. She couldn't even move. Nana's face was pale as she inserted her spirit sense and cultivation essence into the magic artifact. She knew she wouldn't be able to last a day. Yu Era and Lu Xiaojun were desperate, but there was nothing they could do to help. At this moment, they felt their surroundings light up as though becoming an ocean of blue. Jingingli saw Yemo use Heaven Flame 9 Suns and completely understood how Yemo annihilated the 10,000 evil spirits. Blue sun. Yu Era saw the blue color and subconsciously looked in the sky. Then, he saw countless evil spirits turn into dust and disappear. Master! Yu Eru immediately saw Yemo and called out in joy. Even though he was a man, his eyes grew wet. Big brother! Nana rejoiced and also eased up. When she did, she spat blood immediately on the faintly fire tint. Nana, how are you with Eru and Xiaozhen? Yemo asked. Lu Xiaojun quickly said, seeing that Nana was too tired to talk and Eru was too excited to talk. Nana was searching for Zifeng near Lu Qiao City and we were there. Then we heard you were at Demon Prison Forbidden Grounds. Eru wanted to see you desperately, so Nana took us here. Yu Era calmed down a little and added, Yes, Master, I saw a lot of Qi gathering cultivators come. We are Foundation Establishment State Peak Stage, so we thought we could come here too. Lu Xiaojun looked at Jingingli in confusion. Jingingli was even a little ugly when she first looked at her, but when she looked again, she found this woman had the greatest temperament of all women she had seen. But she didn't dare to ask what the relationship between the two were. Nana nodded with a pale face. It's so indeed. Yemo gave a pill to her. Eat the pill first. Then she looked at the leaf fire formation and asked, You can go into the leaf fire formation, why don't you go in? The formation won't last very long, but it's much better than the leaf fire tent plus. Jing Yingli knew what Yemo meant and added, If it wasn't that your leaf fire tent is low-grade cultivation artifact and takes time to spirit control, those people would be robbing it already. Cheng Nana was shook and subconsciously looked at Jing Yingli, thinking this woman was so acute in her observation. Seeing Yemo waiting for a reply, Cheng Nana said without hesitation, It's not that we didn't want to stay inside, but people inside didn't want Eru and Xiaojun to stay, so I could only come out with them. Hearing this, Yemo's face sunk. Eru and Lu Xiaojun weren't the only Foundation establishment states. Why weren't they allowed to stay? When Yemo released Heaven Flame 9 Suns, people inside the formation saw it. When they saw countless evil spirits turn to dust and dissipate, then immediately knew that this blue sun was the kryptonite to those demonic spirits. Yemo is here. It's City Lord Yi. That woman was telling the truth. She really is from MOU City. City Lord Yi gave her a pill. In that instant, the cultivators inside the formation made out the situation and all stood far away from the cultivator who forced the three out. Some bold cultivators even stepped out, and soon, they found they were fine. With this, more cultivators stepped out. All cultivators who went out bowed to Yemo or greeted him with respect. They knew that if Yemo didn't release the blue sun, they wouldn't last very long in the formation. Sun, the hollow spirit state, found that the space around him was empty, only his pals were with him. He heard the discussion about City Lord Yi, of course. And seeing Yemo easily melt the shadows with the blue sun, his heart skipped. There was no way he didn't regret. More and more cultivators came out. Yemo had heard Xing Nana's story, and with some cultivators sucking up to Yemo, they exaggerated the deeds of that hollow spirit state cultivator. The two truth realization state cultivators walked out and saluted with his fists awkwardly. Thank you, City Lord Yi. Only now do we realize the difference between you and us. Admitting the difference in front of Yemo would be enough to satisfy Yemo's ego. Piss off. Yemo yelled coldly. They went up to greet Yemo, but they were yelled to piss off. They stood at the peak of the cultivation realm, and being embarrassed in front of so many, they lost their face. But even so, the two hesitated and retreated to the side. They wanted to go now, but thinking of the terrifying shadows, they hesitated. The hollow spirit state also noticed something wrong and signaled to his friend to leave. But tens of steps later he found he couldn't move. Before he could talk, Yemo's voice sounded. You forced my MOU City people out of the formation? Seeing Yemo tell two truth realization states to piss off, and they didn't dare to resist at all, he realized this City Lord Yi was a little strange. The older cultivator next to him saluted with his fists. City Lord Yi, this is a misunderstanding. We didn't know they were from MOU City. If we did, we wouldn't dare to do this. Really? How come I heard you say what is MOU City? What thing is City Lord Yi? Someone sneered. Yemo felt strange. A disaster transformation state primary stage cultivator and a hollow spirit state cultivator dared to say what was MOU City? Was there a sect more powerful than Pill City? He didn't believe that news hasn't gone out yet. No matter what power they were from, Yemo didn't intend to ask who they were for killing Xing Nana and them for no reason. No matter what power they were from, Yemo didn't intend to ask who they were for killing Xing Nana and them for no reason. Suddenly the blue sun emitted a piercing blue ray. The hollow spirit state couldn't even talk and melted under the sun. Seeing the hollow spirit state cultivator melt, and his body unable to take the searing heat, the disaster transformation state yelled in terror. City Lord, you stop, we're from Heartless Sea Ice God Palace. Hearing this, Yemo really stopped. The hollow spirit state already disappeared, but to the disaster transformation state was very withered. The cultivators under the sun just realized that the blue sun was like Yemo's domain. He could kill whomever he wanted. In that instant, the scene fell silent. A few cultivators quickly retreated from below the sun and fled out with their magic artifact. The two truth realization state cultivators saw this and left the range of the blue sun immediately. But Emo didn't seem to see this. They can leave if they want. Only some cultivators left, most didn't leave. They knew that if Emo wanted to kill them, he wouldn't wait till this moment. Then, the disaster transformation state called out. You killed young Master Lang Yu. Emo was contemptuous and said, Where is the Ice God Palace? You killed young Master Lang Yu, you're dead for sure, you're dead for sure. I can't live anyways. Then, the disaster transformation state rose his chi and was about to self-destruct. How could Emo let a disaster transformation state primary stage do that in front of him? His cultivation essence giant hand patted over, and that disaster transformation state was carried over like a chicken. The hand covered the cultivator's head and searched his soul. It was absurd for a truth realization state cultivator to soul search a disaster transformation state primary stage cultivator. The memories of the disaster transformation state cultivator flowing into the truth realization state sea of consciousness would be enough for the truth realization state to go crazy. Even soul searching a hollow spirit state would be quite tough. So seeing this, all the cultivators looked on in disbelief. They weren't at truth realization state, but it didn't mean they knew nothing. Emo wasn't afraid of that, of course. It was a little troublesome for him, but it wouldn't injure him. He cultivated next to the bitter bamboo and had spirit sense blades. Even if some chaotic things got in his brain, he could sever them. But normally Emo wouldn't soul search. It wasn't a bright mean, and it wasn't good for oneself if used too much. Tens of seconds later, Emo turned this disaster transformation state to dust and severed out the useless information from his brain before breathing. As he expected, the Ice God Palace he couldn't find was really related to this Ice God Palace. The hollow spirit state cultivator he killed was Lang Yu. The disaster transformation state was Lang Wei. Lang Wei was Lang Yu's bodyguard and was a family servant of Lang Yu. Ice God Palace was in the depth of the Heartless Sea. It was a sect that never showed itself. It was sort of like the hidden sects on Earth. However, it was powerful. 8 truth realization state cultivators, 3 were truth realization state level 9, and the Palace Lord Lang Yin was immeasurably powerful. The Palace Lord have always been women and must be extremely beautiful and talented. But the Palace Lord wouldn't be the daughter of the previous Palace Lord. They would be carefully selected and cultivated to be Palace Lord. There would be about 10 girls and one would be picked amongst them. This Palace Lord Lang Yin chose a woman called Dai Yun very early. Her talent and looks were all extreme level. According to the rules of the Ice God Palace, the husband of the present Palace Lord would be the son of the previous Palace Lord. That was fine, but the current Palace Lang Yin has 3 sons. Lang Yu was the second son, but all 3 sons wanted Dai Yun, or they all wanted to be Palace Lord husband. This was a sticky situation. So, the current Palace Lord told her 3 sons that she would give everyone 10 years' time. If anyone could accomplish something that pleased her, he would be the husband of the next Palace Lord. Because of this, the 3 sons tried all sorts of means. Lang Yu came to South Peace State due to this. He just came to South Peace State and heard about the immortal demon crystals here and lost his life. In the ancient times of South Peace State, there was an extremely big sect called Ice God Palace. They were very powerful, but they offended a more powerful sect. The 2 sects clashed and Ice God Palace dissipated. The remaining people fled to the Heartless Sea and rebuilt the sect. After countless years, the Ice God formed the habit of not going out. Lang Yu came to find the ruins of the past Ice God Palace, and thus he came to South Peace State. If he could find it or get a few relics, he would have overwhelming advantage over his 2 brothers. When he saw there was even chi gathering cultivators going into demon prison forbidden grounds, he immediately felt contemptuous towards South Peace State, thinking South Peace State cultivation level was far weaker than Ice God Palace. It was because of this that he said what was Mou City and was burned by Yemo's heaven flame. While Yemo was digesting this information, Yu Eru and Lu Xiaoazan were shook. They didn't expect Yemo was powerful to this extent. A cultivator more powerful than Nana can't even last a second in his hands. Yemo told 2 truth realization states to piss off, and they really didn't dare to say anything. Thinking that he would have cultivation method for higher states, Era was very excited. No matter what, he wanted to cultivate to a degree like master. Lu Xiaozhen knew what Era thought and grabbed his hand. She knew that the reason Era couldn't keep cultivating wasn't because his talent was bad. It was because he didn't want to change his cultivation method. He said that his master taught him his cultivation method, so he couldn't change no matter what. If it was Yemo, he wouldn't think like Eru. He would definitely change a cultivation method to continue cultivation. But even if he did, he might not be able to reach Golden Core State. It wasn't easy for an solo cultivator to reach Golden Core State without good fortune. Yemo saluted with his fists to the cultivators who haven't left yet. I just came here. I want to ask, where did MOU City Silver Moon Pill King go? I know, I saw Silver Moon Pill King go west with Guan Tian Pill King, a cultivator said. Suddenly, the two Truth Realization State cultivators who left rushed back air. Yemo didn't need to ask, he saw Silver Moon Pill King with a few hundred cultivators rushing over here. Yemo, quickly run, it's not demonic spirits here, it's evil spirits. Silver Moon Pill King saw Yemo and called out. Shan Bingfeng and them also flew over with magic artifact. Since Silver Moon Pill King knows about evil spirits, he clearly knows to use rare flames against them. Yemo wanted to ask why they were running, but when he saw the countless black figures chase over, he knew this was too many for them. Plus, they couldn't see them with their spirit sense at all. At the same time, Yemo released the second son of Heaven Flame 9 Suns. His red sun wasn't that powerful, but he didn't dare to ease up against this many evil spirits. As Yemo's second sun was released, the range of the blue sun instantly increased, while the red sun shone at places the blue sun didn't shine. As Yemo's second sun was released, the range of the blue sun instantly increased, while the red sun shone at places the blue sun didn't shine. In just a few seconds, the hundreds of cultivators who just came and the countless shadows were all covered by Yemo's suns. The evil spirits quickly melted and dissipated. Even from afar, the cultivators could hear the sizzling sound. The evil spirits who already possessed cultivators were also melted by Yemo's suns in a short time. Not a single cultivator was harmed by the blue rays. The countless evil spirits hunting these few hundred cultivators were all completely annihilated by Yemo in less than half a minute. Even Shan Bingfeng, who knew Yemo's power, was quite shaken by this. She had been with Yemo since he annihilated Lightning Cloud Sect, but she never knew Yemo had such means. From this, it was obvious that he had more tricks in his sleeve. Cultivators who experienced annihilation, divine damnation, were indeed immeasurable. Brother Yi, your son is too powerful! Silver Moon Pill King exclaimed. The two Truth Realization State cultivators were also shook, the rest of the cultivators were more shook. No wonder Yemo could annihilate Infinity Sect and Lightning Cloud Sect. Yemo put away the blue sun and just let the red sun hang above their heads. The blue sun was powerful, but it was too taxing on spirit sense. After eating a spirit recovery pill, Yemo just wanted to ask Silver Moon Pill King if he found the Heaven Demon Mushroom, and he saw Jing Meng run over in surprise and joy. Sister, I haven't seen you for a few years. You're already Hollow Spirit State peak stage. However, even Yemo could see the pride in her eyes. Her cultivation level had always been lower than Jingli, but now she finally caught up to her sister, and was also Hollow Spirit State peak stage. Yemo shook his head. Jing Yingming's resources were supplied by the sect, while Jing Yingli found all her own cultivation resources. The difference was huge. Seeing a disaster transformation state peak stage protect Jing Yingming, Yemo knew Jing Yingming's status was much higher than Jing Yingli. Yemo wanted to laugh. In a few years, you will be far behind Jing Yingming. You're not bad, you're also Hollow Spirit State peak stage too, Jing Yingming said calmly. She didn't have the joy of sisters reuniting. She knew that in a while, her sister would never be able to catch up to her again. You always never care about anything, Jing Yingming murmured and suddenly said. Sister, you should come back with us to abstruse sound sect to break through to body condensation state, right? Jing Yingli looked at Yemo and said. No, I'm planning to go visit Mou City and find an opportunity to break through there. Jing Yingming just seemed to see Yemo and quickly came up to him. City Lord, you saved us just then, but I didn't even get to thank you and just talk to my sister. Thank you, City Lord Yi. Then she paused and said, City Lord Yi, welcome to visit our abstruse sound sect. If you go, I will take you everywhere there. When she spoke, the faint bodily aroma of hers passed to Yemo's nose. The tall chest of hers was already below his eyes. Yemo suddenly had a strong sense of disgust. This woman really knew how to act. He was clearly in front of her, but she made it seem like she put everything aside for her sister. Jing Yingli smiled and didn't talk. She knew Yemo too well. Jing Yingming's acts would only make Yemo disgusted. Martial Brother Yi, thanks for saving us. Ling Xishuang came up and said. Qing Han and Qing Wei also came to greet Yemo. Jing Yingming frowned. If Ling Xishuang didn't come, she would be talking with Yemo. Her tactic had caught Yemo's attention. Wan Bei Xiao Fei, thanks City Lord Yi for saving us. An extremely young hollow spirit state middle stage also saluted with his fists to Yemo. Yemo found that this person thanked Yemo from his heart. This rendered Yemo a good impression of him, and he nodded. It's not big deal. Xiao Fei was a familiar name, but Yemo couldn't remember it. At this moment, a beautiful woman on par with Jing Yingming came over and greeted. Xiao Serene greets City Lord Yi. Thank you, City Lord Yi, for saving us. Xiao Fei is my brother. We're all sect members of Golden Sword Sect. Yemo remembered and blurted out. I know, you're ranked 5th of South Peace State 10 Beauties, Xiao Serene. Oh, your bother is Xiao Fei. The surrounding quietened down immediately. Xiao Serene's face burst red. Her brother was more famous than her, yet Yemo remembered her first. This meant that Yemo was very lustful and liked studying pretty female cultivator. No wonder his 2 wives were South Peace State 10 Beauties. Ling Xishuang looked strangely at Yemo. She used to think Yemo was lustful, but after the misunderstanding was revealed, she knew Yemo wasn't lustful. Yemo looked around and knew he said the wrong thing. Xiao Fei was a prodigy too. He was ranked 1st on the Golden Core State trial tablets until someone else overtook him. Xiao Fei didn't mind. If Yemo didn't know his sister was 5th off South Peace State 10 Beauties, then it would be strange. He thanked Yemo and saluted with his fist to Jing Yingli. Martial Sister Yingli, long time no see. Jing Yingli nodded and didn't say anything. Jing Yingming quickly came up and said, Sister, Martial Brother Xiao Fei never forgot about you. He always comes to our sect to ask about you. Xiao Fei blushed and wanted to find an explanation, but he couldn't. He proposed to Abstruse Sound Sect many years ago, but Jing Yingli said you don't deserve me, and he left in shame. He felt he didn't deserve her indeed. Jing Yingli smiled. Thank you, sister. I know, and Martial Brother Xiao is here. Jing Yingming felt boring and wanted to talk to Yemo when she saw Yemo only nod to Shan Bingfeng and then walk towards Silver Moon Pill King, so she could only stop there. Yemo's spirit sense noticed Guan Tian Pill King's situation. It wasn't good. His essence, chi, and spirit were all depleted. He instantly sealed his soul when the demonic chi invaded, so he was like a living dead now. Silver Moon Qian Bei, how is Guan Tian Pill King? Yemo was worried. Xinguanqing helped him very much, and plus, the use of a level 7 Pill King was immeasurable to Mou City. Demonic Chi Invasion, Soul Seal, Sea of Consciousness Seal. Luckily I found Heaven Demon Mushroom. Yemo interrupted in surprise and joy. Silver Moon Qian Bei, you already found Heaven Demon Mushroom? Yemo knew that this meant Xinguanqing was pretty much healed. It could awaken Xinguanqing and remedy the demonic chi in his soul. Yu Chicho sighed. Although I'm level 8 Pill King, Mushroom Dissolve Pill is Heaven Grade level 9 Pill. I only found 1 Heaven Demon Mushroom. I'm not sure if I can concoct the pill. Hearing this, Yemo laughed. Silver Moon Qian Bei, don't worry, I'm level 9 Pill King already. It's not problem for me. You're already level 9 Pill King? Silver Moon Pill King got up abruptly and asked desperately. His voice instantly spread everywhere. At this moment, everyone knew Yemo was level 9 Pill King. Even those cultivators who heard it already were shocked again. How long has it been since Luo Yu continent had a level 9 pill king? Didn't this mean there would only be more and more truth realization state cultivators from now on? At this moment, almost every cultivator was full of respect towards Yemo. Yemo saved them, and now being a level 9 pill king, he gave them hope. Many cultivators even dreamed of buying a truth spirit pill at MOU City after reaching disaster transformation state peak stage. Without Yemo, the majority of the cultivators wouldn't be able to escape the hunt of the evil spirits. Only a few rare truth realization state cultivators or disaster transformation state cultivators with rare flame can escape. Without Yemo, the majority of the cultivators wouldn't be able to escape the hunt of the evil spirits. Only a few rare truth realization state cultivators or disaster transformation state cultivators with rare flame can escape. Those cultivators who thought Demon Prison Forbidden Grounds was only so realized that this place was still the number 1 forbidden grounds and not a place ordinary people could come after the slaughter that killed nearly 60% of cultivators here. And they were only at the safest place, the plains. What if it was the Three Birth Bridge or Sand River? But at this moment, in this number 1 forbidden grounds, there was a very strange scene. One cultivator was in the middle concocting pills while there were 1,000 or so cultivators watching. The pill concoctor was Yemo, of course. Although MOU City wasn't open to public now, their pills could flow outside. Now that he concocted Heaven Grade Level 9 Pill King in front of everyone, it would be propaganda for MOU City. At least, it would let MOU City surpass Pill City in pill concoction and take Pill City's popularity. Although Yemo objected to unison of Pill City and MOU City, but he got inspired from this. He could build another city next to MOU City, and this would be the place MOU City sold pills and magic artifacts. This way, it didn't affect the peace of MOU City but also secured the Spirit Stone's income for MOU City. This was compulsory. No matter how powerful Yemo was, he couldn't supply the need for an entire city himself, and he didn't plan on doing so. After things settled, the MOU City cultivators could do business at the nearby city and find cultivation resource. Yemo believed with all those high-level pill kings in MOU City, it wasn't hard for the neighbor city to prosper. However, all the other cultivators were thinking about was that they could bluff about seeing the concoction of Heaven Grade Level 9 pill. The Miss Lotus Heart fire jumped in the Shinong cauldron, the spirit herb in the cauldron melted. Silver Moon Pill King only had Heaven Demon Mushroom, but Yemo had too much spirit herb. Level 8 Level 9 spirit herbs were ordinary things to him. Even Yu Chichao, who had seen enough high-level spirit herbs, were flabbergasted seeing all the level 9 spirit herbs Yemo threw out. He was worried about Shenguanqing's injuries and didn't really notice Yemo's power, but now that he settled, Yu Chichao found that Yemo's power had surpassed him already. His cultivation speed was already absurd, but even his spirit herbs were this absurd as well. Just where did he go? In just 15 minutes, people smelled the pill aroma. Yemo used a few pill collection signs and brought out 6 milky white pills. This fast? Yu Chichao quickly took the jade bottle. Even he needed 45 minutes to concoct level 8 heaven grade pills, but Yemo only needs 15 minutes for heaven grade level 9 pills? He opened the jade bottle and exclaimed in shock. 6 special grade mushroom dissolved pill? You concocted 6 special grade mushroom dissolved pills in 15 minutes? Yemo smiled. He couldn't even keep count of how many level 9 pills he made. At the start there were still top grade, but now, level 9 pill king was like child's play to him. This means you can concoct immortal pills, right? Yu Chichao asked in more shock. Yemo thought, he didn't have immortal pill recipe. It said that immortal pills need top grade level 9 spirit herbs or even immortal spirit herbs. He didn't have these, but what if he did? Would he be able to concoct immortal pills? Silver Moon Qianbei, save Guan Tian Pill King Qianbei first. Yemo pointed at the unconscious Shenguanqing. Okay. Yu Chichao remembered the most important thing was to save Shenguanqing first. But the cultivators around them started to discuss. Silver Moon Pill King meant that Emo was beyond level 9 Pill King, and could even concoct immortal pills. Ordinary cultivators didn't feel much, but the few truth realization state cultivators were very shocked. Level 9 Pill King was already very hard. It was very great if a level 9 Pill King can concoct low-grade level 9 pills, but Emo could concoct special-grade pills in 15 minutes. Clearly this meant that his pill concoction skills were beyond level 9 Pill King. If he had immortal spirit herbs, then he might really be able to concoct immortal pills. Thus the other few truth realization state cultivators all came to greet Emo. Compared to their cultivation, face meant nothing. The mushroom dissolve pill was very effective. In just 5 minutes, Shinguanqing woke up. Hearing that Emo was back and a level 9 Pill King, he was more happy. 4 hours later, Shinguanqing recovered 30% of his power and got up. Seeing he was fine, everyone looked at Emo as only Emo could deal with the evil spirits here. No one dared to leave. Shan Bingfeng stood out and said, "City Lord Yi, the demon prison Forbidden Grounds is filled with evil spirits. What do you think?" Emo wanted to go Sand River to see if it really connects to West Extreme State's Sand River. If it did, he would really want to go. There was a blue sand ditch there. Emo suspected that the number 1 flame of the cultivation realm, blue like morning sky, was there. He suspected that he wasn't the only one who knew it was there. Almost everyone in West Extreme State was suspecting. However, it was still there, meaning that no one could get in. After seeing Heartless Siyu Zijin, he wouldn't think he is cultivation realm number 1. After all these years, blue like morning sky was still there. This meant that no one could go. But Emo felt he could go try, even though he might not be the strongest in the cultivation realm. But his body refinement was definitely the top. But clearly, he couldn't take all these people there. Thus, Emo said loudly, "Everyone, this place is filled with evil spirits, and you all know that once evil spirits come, demonic spirits would pretty much disappear. There won't be any more immortal demon crystals. Even if there is, so what? It contains immortal spirit chi but almost demonic chi. Own mistake and you might die instead. City Lord Yi, just tell us what to do, we will listen to you," one cultivator said. With this, other cultivators also conformed. "City Lord Yi, you saved us, and only you can deal with the evil spirits here. Tell us what to do." Emo knew that many people didn't mean what they said, but this force was built. This meant that in the future, his popularity was on par with Silver Moon Pill King. Thus, Mou City surpassing Pill City was only a matter of time. Shan Bingfeng and the other few truth realization state cultivators all agreed. Emo immediately said, "I suggest everyone leave here and I will annihilate all the evil spirits here and then seal the demon prison Forbidden Grounds." City Lord, you were willing to listen to you and go out now, but what if you're not here and those evil spirits chase up again? Own cultivator asked. Emo smiled. "Of course I will accompany you guys out. Don't worry, since I'm here I won't let evil spirits kill anyone." He was going to send them out anyways, so he might as well make his words pretty. With this, everyone clapped. Some meticulous cultivators felt Emo didn't stay here to annihilate evil spirits, but only Emo could survive here, so they could only clap with everyone. Seeing Silver Moon Pill King want to talk, Emo quickly said, "Silver Moon Qianbei, I'm not staying here to annihilate evil spirits. I have an important thing to do at Sand River. I would be back in about half a year. If it goes on longer I will be fine. Please take care of Mou City." Emo wouldn't be dumb enough to stay here and annihilate evil spirits. How big was this place? Even if he killed evil spirits non-stop for a decade, there would still be more left. Silver Moon Pill King nodded in assurance. Half a day later, Emo escorted everyone out of the demon prison Forbidden Grounds. There were already a lot of cultivators gathered here. After exchanging information, everyone thanked Emo and left. Half a day later, Emo escorted everyone out of the demon prison Forbidden Grounds. There were already a lot of cultivators gathered here. After exchanging information, everyone thanked Emo and left. Emo gave Yu Eru, Lu Xiaojun and Qing Nana a storage ring each and asked Yu Qichao, and Shengguanqing to take care of them. Jing Yingli chose to go with Yu Qichao to Mou City. Jing Yingming didn't find an opportunity to talk to Emo, and could only follow her sect members and leave. Jing Yingli went to Mou City because she didn't want to go back to her sect, but coming to Mou City, she realized just how absurd the spirit chi here was. The three-way crossroad, Emo stood here again. He sealed the forbidden grounds shut with formation after sending them off. Emo didn't want the evil spirits escaping, so he used another extreme grade spirit range to set up the formation. When Emo came at this crossroad again, he dazed. The red words Demon Prison 3 Birth Bridge disappeared. That black tablet was nowhere to be seen. Emo frowned. He charged into Sand River. No matter what went on in there, Emo didn't want to go back in there. He trusted his sixth sense. The danger in there wasn't something he could deal with now. Emo was very fast, but what he didn't expect was, despite using mobility magic like crazy, he was slow like a snail. It was the familiar feeling on landing in someone else's domain. Emo was shook. He had never encountered this after reaching truth realization state. He used 5-element mobility like crazy, wanting to break free of this binding. Crack. Emo even heard his bone was cracking. He realized all he did was for nothing. He only moved half a meter. Emo calmed down. He knew if he continued like this, even if he died of fatigue, he wouldn't be able to break free. Suddenly, Emo felt a powerful force. In just a moment, he was like a small leaf in a ravaging wave. The instant he was taken away, Emo didn't dare to keep thinking and went into the Golden Page world while throwing out a surveillance formation. Everything calmed down. Emo didn't even have the mood to check the seal flag. He was thinking what took him away so easily. Looking through the surveillance formation, he saw that the Golden Page world was at the bottom of a river. There was nothing around him. He could occasionally see a few fractured magic artifacts. This was the Bone River. Emo saw this and immediately knew he was at the bottom of the Bone River. Emo looked around carefully, and couldn't see anyone nor evil spirits. The power that swooped him down was nowhere to be seen. Emo sighed. He didn't know what power dragged him down, but if he wasn't God state body refinement, and had Golden Page world, that would be enough to shatter him. Emo suspected that the bones and the Bone River were dragged down like this. Emo didn't go out immediately, seeing there was nothing here. He walked near that seal flag. It laid calmly in the Golden Page world. The rows of immortal crystals dazzled Emo's eyes. Emo sighed. No matter what, his purpose of coming here was fulfilled. With all these immortal crystals, he could reach truth realization state peak stage without a problem. Emo counted roughly. There were 937 immortal crystals altogether. He gave 10 to Jing Yingli, so there were 927 here. There were some empty spots in the seal flag. Clearly they were used up immortal crystals. Emo collected them all and stacked them next to the bitter bamboo before studying this 8-trigram disc. It was made very proficiently. Emo had a casual glance and knew the maker was far superior than him in forgery. Emo seeped his spirit sense in, and in no time, he found a faint spirit sense mark. He immediately knew this was what could make the seal flag resonate with other flags and let it escape too. Emo didn't destroy the mark. He sealed the spirit sense mark. If one day he met the guy who made the trigram disc, he would be able to recognize through spirit sense mark. If it was before, Emo would think of a way to try and go up, but now he had 1,000 immortal crystals and the time formation disc. Emo decided to improve his power first. In an extremely grandiloquent palace in the depth of the Heartless Sea, an extremely beautiful middle-aged woman sat on the head seat. There were more than 10 cultivators sitting on the two sides. This palace was at the bottom of the sea, but there was huge water seclusion formation and spirit gathering formation here. There was an equally beautiful young girl sitting next to the woman. She didn't look very old. The woman suddenly looked at the cultivators and said, "I suddenly felt the calling of immortal ascension. I think Luoying cultivators can immortal ascension again." "Palace Lord, you have this feeling too?" "So do I just wanted to say it." One cultivator quickly got up and said. The Palace Lord frowned and suddenly smoothed her expression. Elder when is truth realization state peak stage like me. It seems the immortal ascension tunnel of Luo Yu continent has really opened. If Palace Lord and First Elder Immortal ascends, what about the Ice God Palace? One cultivator quickly said. The Palace Lord smiled. I had the premonition that I was going to leave the Ice God Palace, so I've set Dai Yun as the next Palace Lord early on. I was really confused before, but now, it seems it's Immortal Ascension. Even if I leave, it's fine. Dai Yun will need your help. When you all Immortal Ascension to the Immortal Realm, I will celebrate with you all. She meant that if anyone harms the Ice God Palace and ascends to the Immortal Realm, she wouldn't let them go. Yes, we will help young Palace Lord at all costs. Those few truth realization state elders said. But Palace Lord, third young master. One truth realization state level 6 said with a little hesitation. The Palace Lord smiled. Don't worry, now that they all left, they would accomplish something. Even if First Elder and I leave, you guys can decide it based on their accomplishments. Before the elders could answer, a pretty maid ran in worriedly. What's the rush about? An elder reproached with annoyance. Palace Lord, young master Yu's soul card shattered. The maid was almost about to cry. Slam! The Palace Lord smashed the jade table and got up roaring coldly. Who did it? Slam! The Palace Lord smashed the jade table and got up roaring coldly. Who did it? The jade table split apart and turned into a pile of dust. But then, the Palace Lord realized this maid wouldn't know. When was this? The First Elder frowned and asked. The maid said shakily. Just then I. She wanted to explain things, but she couldn't say a complete sentence. The Palace Lord calmed down now and glanced at the shaky maid. Clean up and join young Master Yu. The maid's face went pale immediately, and wanted to say something, but she couldn't say anything. Did you not hear me? The Palace Lord's voice went colder. Yes, the maid said shakily. Then, the pretty young girl suddenly said, Master, this maid is just guarding the soul guard. Young Master Yu's occurrence has nothing to do with her. I'm thinking if it's possible to let her. Everyone fell silent. The young Palace Lord hasn't even fulfilled her position yet, and dared to break the rules of the Ice God Palace, begging for mercy for a maid. The Palace Lord's eyes grew even colder. She looked at the young girl expressionlessly. Dai Yun, remember, this is the first time and the last. If you dare to say something that breaks the rules again, then you can join the young master too. Yes, the young girl answered shakily. There was despair in the maid's eyes as she left slowly. The Palace Lord's icy expression and her extremely beautiful face seemed very eerie. She glanced at the cultivators and tried to calm herself down. Who knows where young Master Yu went? One truth realization state level 6 got up and bowed. Before he left, he researched some information at our library. It's all about the origin and past of our Ice God Palace. I think he perhaps went. You're saying he went to South Peace State to research the ruins of Ice God Palace? The Palace Lord interrupted the elder and asked. The truth realization state level 6 elder nodded. I believe so, young Master Yu didn't want to fall behind and works hard in cultivation. Plus, he's deeply in love with Dai Yun Palace Lord, so I believe he really went to South Peace State. Atrocity, South Peace State's cultivation level is the head of the Luo Yu 4 states. There are countless masters there, how can you let him go there? The Palace Lord reproached. The truth realization state level 6 knew the Palace Lord's reproach was unreasonable, but he still bowed. Yes, this is Lu Shiju's negligence. Who went with him? Palace Lord calmed and knew it was pointless to yell at these truth realization state elders. Lu Shiju quickly answered. He went with Lang Wei. Lang Wei just broke through to disaster transformation state level 2. Palace Lord sneered. Able to kill disaster transformation state level 2 Lang Wei. It seems he's at least disaster transformation state middle stage. I'm going to go South Peace State and see who dares to kill our Ice God Palace people. Do they think that just because we're hidden in the Heartless Sea, we can be abused? The Palace Lord said, Elder Wen, during the time I'm away, you will assist Dai Yun in handling matters. The immortal ascension can wait a little. Dai Yun, I hope you won't make the same mistake as today. Yes, master. The girl replied anxiously. Truth realization state peak stage. Elder Wen got up and said, Palace Lord, how about I go? No need, I'll go personally. If I don't kill this person myself, I won't feel assured. Lu Shiju can come with me. The rest can stay here. Perhaps our Ice God Palace needs to return to South Peace State. This can wait till after I'm back. Yes, Palace Lord. The rest of the cultivators quickly answered. In the bottom of the Bone River, a subtle gray bead was amongst the mud and dirt. This was Yimo's Golden Page World. His Golden Page World went from golden at Golden Core State to faint gold, and then now gray. There were tens of extreme grade S in the middle, and the time formation disk was operating rapidly. Yimo ate pills lavishly while cultivating with immortal crystals in his hands. On top of that, there was a spirit nourishing well next to the time formation disk. It could be said that in the cultivation realm, no one could afford such lavish cultivation. Dense immortal spirit chi spread out, and even Shadowless, who couldn't be bothered watching Yimo cultivate, ran over like a sycophant wanting to take part of the immortal spirit chi feast. Crack, the immortal crystals in his hands broke, and Yimo knew he reached Truth Realization State Level 5. Truth Realization State Middle Stage Cultivation Essence was so much more powerful than Truth Realization State Primary Stage. His spirit sense had huge improvements. This was him without using spirit sense cultivation method. If he had a spirit sense cultivation method, his progress would be even greater. Just when Yemo wanted to change immortal crystals for cultivation, he felt the time formation disk stopped. What was going on? He knew he probably didn't cultivate for 5 years yet. The time ratio of using immortal crystals was 1 to 100. 7 immortal crystals could supply the time formation disk for a month, meaning he could cultivate for 8 years and sped up time. Was it that the more powerful you were, the faster immortal crystals were used? He took out another 7 immortal crystals and put them on the time formation disk. 2 years later, when Yemo was Truth Realization State Level 6 peak stage, the immortal crystals were used up again. Yemo sighed. It had only been a week outside and the immortal crystals were used up. When he was Disaster Transformation State, 7 immortal crystals could last him a month in real time. The immortal crystals were being used up quicker as his power increased, but luckily the time ratio was still the same. Cultivating in the Golden Page World for a month, Yemo reached Truth Realization State Level 6 peak stage. Yemo didn't keep cultivating. He had plenty of immortal crystals, but he was afraid he cultivated too fast, resulting him to ascend into the immortal realm first. He had to wait for Luoying and them's cultivation once he got back to MOU City. Yemo counted the remaining immortal crystals he had. He thought he would use at most 50, but he was shook at the figures. He used 178 immortal crystals. Soon Yemo shook his head. He thought before that if he had 10 more immortal crystals he would be able to reach Truth Realization State Middle Stage. What a joke that was. It wouldn't even be enough to support the operation of the time formation disk. He used 178 immortal crystals plus staying inside extreme grade spirit range, as well as all those heaven grade level 9 pills to reach Truth Realization State Level 6. Otherwise, he might use up 200 or 300 immortal crystals. Luckily he got this many immortal crystals this time, otherwise, how was he to reach Truth Realization State peak stage? Realizing how hard it was for him to break through, Yemo didn't worry about cultivating too fast. Instead he took out 7 more immortal crystals and began cultivating again. When Yemo reached Truth Realization State Level 7, he stopped cultivation. He checked. When he stopped cultivation, the time formation disk immortal crystals usage went back to normal. This wasn't too absurd then. Yemo put away the time formation disk and released the Miss Lotus Heart Fire. He had decided to see if the rare flame purple marrow could break through his heaven flame. If not, he had to leave now. He had wasted a month time at the bottom of this river. Immediately, he felt Miss Lotus Heart Fire's intense desire to devour the rare flame purple marrow. The blue flame swept it in. An explosion sounded in the Miss Lotus Heart fire. Shadowless completely couldn't take this heat and fled to the side. An explosion sounded in the Miss Lotus Heart fire. Shadowless completely couldn't take this heat and fled to the side. Seeing this, Emo quickly stopped the heat of Miss Lotus Heart fire expanding. In a few seconds, Emo saw that Miss Lotus Heart fire started to change color. It grew to a deep blue, and then pale purple. When it was pale purple, the terrifying heat finally eased up a little and the purple ore was gone. This really was material for upgrading Heaven Flame. Emo looked joyfully at the dancing purple flame in his hands. He knew his Miss Lotus Heart fire was at the peak of the cultivation realm. Pale purple was some distance from deep purple, but Emo could already feel the power of the purple Heaven Flame. This meant that his Heaven Flame 9 suns could break through too. Truth Realization State Level 7, Purple Heaven Flame. Emo's confidence grew greatly. He got out of the Golden Page world and stood on the Bone River. The demon prison Forbidden Grounds was silent like a dead world. His spirit sense increased greatly too. When he was Truth Realization State Level 3, his spirit sense could only see within 20 kilometers, but now he could see up to 300 kilometers. Emo released Zisu. If he encountered that binding force at the Sand River path, he could break it open with force. Emo carefully came to the entrance of the Sand River again. Indeed, that powerful binding force swept him again. Emo hacked out with Zisu, Illusion Cloud Domain Shatter Strike. Crack! Something in the air seemed to be hacked open by Zisu. Emo felt his surroundings ease up and he easily broke free from that binding. Standing at the entrance to the Sand River, he wasn't swept in again. At this moment, Emo felt the difference between his Truth Realization State primary stage and tertiary stage. Before, he couldn't even release Zisu and was swept in the river, but now, he easily broke free of that binding. Emo believed if he encountered Yuzijin again, he could easily kill her. Emo put away Zisu and looked at the entrance. It was chaos. He couldn't scan his spirit sense in, nor could he see. This was a formation. Emo was certain this was a formation to stop cultivators from going in the Sand River. This formation bound and threw cultivators in the Bone River in the form of domain. This formation was extremely ingenious. Even he couldn't find the formation heart, and could only break free with brute force. One could imagine what awaited ordinary cultivators in the Bone River, the countless evil spirits. Emo looked around and didn't find any marks. He knew there was nothing he could do. He even suspected that no one could pass through this formation, not even Sua Anshan. This formation seemed easy to break free, but there was only one chance. Missing that chance meant being thrown in the Bone River. Even if you didn't die for the devour of the evil spirits, the force of the drop was enough to kill you. Emo had interest in here. Was no one ever able to pass through here? What was the point of using such a powerful formation to block the entrance of Sand River? Perhaps there was some other secrets here. Emo had suddenly had some anticipation for this road to Sand River. The fine sands extended to very far. It was boundless. Emo stopped. The tunnel to Sand River was boundless. Which direction should he go towards? If this place really led to West Extreme State Sand River, perhaps he only needed to go straight. Thinking about this, Emo released Blue Moon, and just when he wanted to full speed ahead, two faint shadows appeared in his spirit sense. Evil spirits again. Without hesitation, Emo threw two flames there, and the two disappeared in a sharp shriek. Emo didn't care, but the shriek caused a deep growl. In a few seconds, more than 10 dark gray spirit beasts charged at Emo. They didn't have skin and seemed to be made up of fine sand. It seemed disgusting, but what was more disgusting was that their mouth was very big. Their mouth was larger than their body. Opening their mouth revealed a dark black throat that was all made up of sand. There was not a single tooth. Theoretically, their head was big and body was small. They should be slow and moving, but they were extremely rapid. They were pretty much all level 7 spirit beasts or above. Some were even level 10 and level 11. Emo frowned, not because there were level 11 amongst them, but he felt his essence spirit loosen up as though it was going to jump out and get devoured by these spirit beasts. This was too strange of a feeling. Emo believed ordinary cultivator would have already lost his essence spirit. Just when Emo wanted to release lightning sword, a few dark shadows came. Evil spirits again. But before Emo could attack, those spirit beasts charged up and ate the evil spirits. Emo clearly saw a level 8 peak spirit beast immediately grow in power to near level 9 after devouring the evil spirits. Emo looked back at the formation in shock and realized. This formation not only stopped cultivators from coming in but also let evil spirits in to feed these spirit beasts. If this was all set up by someone, how many spirit beasts were kept here? Soon, countless sand spirit beasts swarmed up at him. The weakest were level 3 but the strongest was level 11 peak. They were all coming at Emo. Emo shot out a few lightning sword. The spirit beast struck immediately turned into a pile of fine sand. There was no beast core nor blood. In these few seconds, more and more spirit beasts came and surrounded Emo. Some powerful spirit beasts opened their big mouths in the air wanting to devour Emo. Emo didn't keep using lightning sword. Even with his powerful spirit sense, he wouldn't be able to use lightning sword to kill all of them. It seemed that the growl they made could call on more friends over. Emo knew that if this continued, he wouldn't even have breathing room. Without hesitation, Emo expanded his domain and released Zisu. Illusion Cloud Division Strike. Countless purple sword rays flew out, slaughtering these sand spirit beasts. Every strike took out a few hundred to 1,000 low-level spirit beasts. Even the level 11 spirit beast couldn't come into Emo's domain. Their method of attack was simple, just devouring essence spirit. This might be lethal to other cultivators but not to him. He was only not used to it at the start, but it didn't affect him at all now. The first strike was still dividing, but the second strike had activated already. There were more and more spirit beasts, but the purple sword rays were increasing as well. There were so many purple sword rays that the space here had turned faint purple. Even level 11 spirit beasts couldn't last long after being sliced again and again. One could imagine how exhaustive on cultivation essence and spirit sense using illusion cloud division strike like this was. Emo didn't experience truth realization state middle stage and rose straight to truth realization state tertiary stage. He was used to the sudden burst in spirit sense and cultivation essence. As he used more and more sword ray, his cultivation essence and spirit sense was depleted rapidly, but it let him get used to his current power. One could imagine how exhaustive on cultivation essence and spirit sense using illusion cloud division strike like this was. Emo didn't experience truth realization state middle stage and rose straight to truth realization state tertiary stage. He was used to the sudden burst in spirit sense and cultivation essence. As he used more and more sword ray, his cultivation essence and spirit sense was depleted rapidly, but it let him get used to his current power. Emo gradually immersed himself in this slaughter. He seemed to have returned to the time where he was attacked by countless earth scorpions in the Herb Valley. The sand spirit beasts here were countless times stronger and more numerous, but comparatively, Emo had an easier time now. He was truth realization state tertiary stage and his domain was very powerful. Even level 11 sand spirit beasts couldn't threaten him. In order to decrease power usage, Emo shrunk his domain to a smaller size. Emo's domain was born from his force and will. It was much less costing on spirit sense and cultivation essence than ordinary cultivators. Despite knowing not being able to charge open Emo's domain, those sand spirit beasts still charged towards Emo like crazy. In the distance, there were more sand spirit beasts coming. The division sword rays were powerful and low-level spirit beasts died from a touch. It wasn't enough to deal with this many crazy sand spirit beasts. Eventually, some high-level ones became smart and hid away waiting for wounds to heal after being sliced once. For those level 10 and level 11 spirit beasts, tens of sword rays were needed to kill one. The high-level spirit beasts couldn't break into Emo's domain, but they found a way to not get killed. Emo was getting into a worse and worse situation. Emo suddenly thought of his battle with Uzijin. He wondered how she would deal with this situation. Thinking about this, Emo was shook. If that woman could give her cultivation essence to her magic artifact, and form a domain of her magic artifact, why couldn't he? Perhaps he could do it better, forming a magic artifact domain with Zisu's own killing force. His creative and understanding ability was so much better than ordinary cultivators due to the three-birth chant. His will moved and Zisu suddenly changed. It turned into a huge-sized and just sliced over. The sword will and force expanded, even places Yemo's domain didn't cover were enveloped by this purple crazy killing intent. It was an ordinary strike BTU after that. All the spirit beasts around him cleared. Only a few level 11 spirit beasts were still outside, all the rest were completely annihilated. Yemo suddenly opened his eyes and laughed. He finally understood what was going on. The next moment, he didn't even use his own domain, and Zisu just jacked around. Purple sword rays didn't fly around, it was just ordinary sword shadows and it only seemed 10 meters long, but with one slice, spirit beasts 100 meters were killed too. With a few strikes, the spirit beast crowd that illusion cloud division strike couldn't kill before were cleared. Yemo could even see the terrified look in their eyes, but even so, they still charged over like crazy. Yemo wasn't scared, he sliced Zisu around and his range kept increasing. Not a single sand spirit beast could live under such terrifying strike. There were countless spirit beasts attacking above Yemo's herd before, but now, there was not a single spirit beast above Yemo. If Yemo wanted to leave here, he could leave easily, but he didn't. Zisu flew around harvesting the lives of these sand spirit beasts. They seemed to have gone crazy. Despite being harvested by Yemo, they still kept coming over from afar. Yemo didn't want to leave here. He guessed that the spirit beasts here were kept by someone and the evil spirits and demonic spirits were their food. Those spirits couldn't leave certain areas, but these spirit beasts were endless and could survive under the un. He could slaughter them, but if these level 11 sand spirit beasts left the forbidden grounds, ordinary truth realization state cultivators were no match for them at all. How many truth realization state cultivators were there in South Peace State? Yemo estimated that at most around 1,000, perhaps less. But how many level 11 spirit beasts were here? Yemo guessed he had probably killed 1,000 already. Without a level 9 Pill King, how many truth realization state cultivators could there be? Even now, the truth realization state cultivators of South Peace State were a result of the foundation of 9-star sections. Otherwise, it might be like North Far State, it would be hard for there to even be 10. Even if all the truth realization state attacked these sand spirit beasts, it was useless. So Yemo had decided to concoct large amounts of truth realization state pills, just to increase the number of South Peace State truth realization state. He had to do this. South Peace State being powerful was not a bad thing to MOU City. Otherwise, these sand spirit beasts can easily annihilate the entire South Peace State. Without him, South Peace State would be annihilated if these sand spirit beasts came out of the forbidden grounds. Thus, Yemo charged into the spirit beast crowd instead. But there were too many sand spirit beasts here. Each strike of Yemo took away thousands of them, but immediately there would be countless more charging up. 3 days later, when there were no more sand spirit beasts coming over, Yemo sat down on the ground with a pale face. Even he couldn't take it anymore. He wasn't sure how many sand spirit beasts he had killed, but behind him was an endless mountain range, made up with sand spirit beast bodies. Yemo made a rough estimate. He killed at least a few 100 million sand spirit beasts here. There were more than 10,000 level 11 spirit beasts. He didn't dare to stay outside and went into the Golden Page world immediately. He shakily ate a few pills. Even in the life and death situations he had been in before, he had never completely depleted his cultivation essence and spirit sense like today. Yemo felt his hands and legs were shaky. If he didn't have the Golden Page world, an ordinary truth realization state cultivator could kill him. A day later, Yemo let go of the immortal crystals and got up. He completely recovered with the help of immortal spirit chi in a day. What made him joyful was that his cultivation essence and spirit sense grew some after completely depleting them and recovering. Yemo knew how hard it was to increase cultivation essence and spirit sense without increasing cultivation level at his level. Yemo left the Golden Page world and appeared on the desert again. He thought that perhaps this was a good way to improve cultivation essence and spirit sense. However, on this black desert, there was not a single spirit beast nor evil spirits. These few million sand spirit beasts could easily annihilate South Peace State, but they were slaughtered clean by Yemo. They charged up to their death like the evil spirits on Three Birth Bridge. This is good, however, Yemo murmured. If it wasn't like that, he wouldn't be able to kill them all. He wondered what the owner of the spirit beasts would think after seeing this. Yemo flicked Zisu a few times. If he didn't learn a new move, he could only hide in the Golden Page world against this many terrifying sand spirit beasts. This is Illusion Cloud 8th Strike, Illusion Cloud Domain Kill Strike. Then Yemo howled in joy. He put away Zisu and released Blue Moon, disappearing into the depth of the Sand River. West Extreme State Sand River. Ever since news of Immortal Ascension seal being removed, it seemed that the Sand River was a lot less dangerous. West Extreme State Sand River. Ever since news of Immortal Ascension seal being removed, it seemed that the Sand River was a lot less dangerous. There were countless treasures in the Sand River. Lucky cultivators could find a few ancient ruins of the storage ring of deceased cultivators. Even if they didn't find that, they would benefit immeasurably from 1 or 2 top-grade material or spirit sand crystal. Spirit sand crystal was more valuable than extreme-grade spirit stones. It was nurtured after tens of thousands of years in the Sand River. It could be used to cultivate or trade. So when news that Sand River danger was lowered, countless cultivators and beast cultivator rushed into the Sand River. Teams were necessary, and so was the clear benefit pill. It was just a level 9 spirit pill and wasn't too absurdly expensive. There were little pill kings in West Extreme State, but some level 9 spirit pill master. Teams were necessary. The Sand River was barren. If you didn't have a team, no matter how many clear benefit pill you had, you would go mad due to the anxiety and loneliness. There were 10 times more cultivators in the Sand River than before. From Foundation Establishment State to Truth Realization State, none seemed to want to fall behind. The only reason was that there was a terrifying explosion near the Demon Lands. According to one disaster transformation state eyewitness, the explosion tore open the dimension. A radius of a few thousand km was enveloped in this explosion. A huge ditch formed in the Sand River, but as wind blew, half of it was covered by sand again. There was no strange thing that explosions happened in a place like Sand River, but the explosion brought out countless immortal crystals. Some were blasted to small pieces, forming thumb-sized pieces or even sesame-sized. But even one sesame-sized immortal crystal shard was enough for a Foundation Establishment State to break through. Because of this, the Sand River was filled. All cultivators came here for the immortal crystals. But after going inside, they realized that the Sand River was still the Sand River. One could still lose their mind. Immortal crystals and treasures were good, but it's only good if you had the life to enjoy it. Thus, after the first rush, many cultivators calmed down and went back to cultivation. But even so, there were still many cultivators in here. No one knew why the explosion occurred, but Cha Qizhao and Xie Jingshi knew. They had seen immortal crystals explode out when Yemo removed a seal flag. They were certain that a seal flag self-destructed. Xie Zhingshi thought. The first time he saw Yemo, he definitely wasn't Truth Realization State. The reason he could reach Truth Realization State was perhaps because he got some immortal crystals from the second seal flag. That's why he was that fast. But despite knowing this, there was nothing he could do. He was no match for Yemo. Luckily, he was about to ascend into the immortal realm. If he didn't forcefully hide his power, he would have caught the immortal ascension divine damnation already. When the seal flag self-destructed again, how could they miss this opportunity? 2 days flying in the blue moon, Yemo found that the black sand had disappeared and it was black rocks instead. There were a few spirit herb growing on them. Half a month later, Yemo stopped. He saw 2 ways again. One way was a place of sands and another was a river. It was a river with water. The crossroads was the end of the river, and this river extended into the distance. Abyssal River, Yemo blurted out. When Yen Yen told him about the Abyssal Passage River, she said no one knew where it led to. Some say it was to the Demon Lands, but now, he knew. It was indeed to the Demon Lands, or perhaps Demon Prison Forbidden Grounds. Yemo subconsciously looked at the other side of the crossroad and found in shock that Abyssal River indeed stopped here, but after this road, it appeared again on the other side. Yemo's spirit sense could chase to where the river led to. It seemed this place wasn't the final destination of the Abyssal River. If he had no business, he would even head down here to see where it led, but Yemo knew he didn't have that much time. Yemo put away the blue moon and wanted to go into the Demon Prison Forbidden Grounds through the crossroad, but as soon as he stepped foot, a few shadows charged at him. They were evil spirits. At the same time they came, Yemo released Heaven Flame 9 Suns. The blue sun hung in the sky, and those few hundred shadows were all instantly vaporized. Seeing this, the rest of the evil spirits retreated in horror. Some charged into the Demon Prison Forbidden Grounds, some went into the Abyssal River. In the blink of an eye, there was not a single evil spirit left around. Yemo felt boring. These evil spirits seemed much smarter than the ones of the Three-Birth Bridge. In such terrifying Abyssal River and the Demon Lands, Yemo found he was unmatched. Ever since entered the Demon Lands domain, Yemo just released his red sun. As he went, those evil spirits swept in by the Heaven Flame 9 Suns were all disintegrated. Only some faint red or dark red ones could escape. For these ones, Yemo threw a ball of flame, and they also perished. 2 hours later, Yemo saw a fist-sized level 9 material Huang Strand rock and realized there were actually good things inside here. This was a top-grade forgery material. It was worth more to demon cultivators. Some demon cultivators were even willing to go bankrupt for one. How could Yemo pass on such good things? As he walked, he collected more than 100 Huang Strand rocks. In the Demon Lands that struck fear amongst cultivators, Yemo walked around while picking up Huang Strand rocks. The evil spirits and demonic spirits saw Yemo come and hid away quickly. Almost all evil spirits with self-conscious hoped this terrifying cultivator would leave quickly. There were too many evil spirits and demonic spirits here in the Demon Lands. They probably couldn't survive on the surface, so Yemo couldn't be bothered killing them if they didn't get close. There were too many evil spirits and demonic spirits here in the Demon Lands. They probably couldn't survive on the surface, so Yemo couldn't be bothered killing them if they didn't get close. Half a day later, Yemo came to a sand stairway like the entrance to the South Peace State Demon Prison Forbidden Grounds. Yemo knew that going up here was probably West Extreme State's Sand River. Yemo didn't keep collecting Huang Strand rocks. He had too many precious things. He felt it wasn't worth it to waste time collecting them. When he sped up from the sand stairways, he found another seal at the exit. But Yemo could tell it was only to stop evil spirits coming out. As soon as he walked out of the seal, he heard a sharp scream. There were 5 cultivators before him, 3 men and 2 women. One of the female cultivators screamed, You came out from the Demon Lands!" One man stared at Yemo in shock. If it wasn't that Yemo had a shadow, he would have thought Yemo was some demonic spirit. But if he wasn't an evil spirit, how could he walk out of the Demon Lands alive? It said no cultivator could survive going inside. Yemo was confused. There were people here at the entrance. He remembered before that no one is West Extreme State dared to come here before. Plus, the strongest cultivator here was only Body Condensation State. Just then, Yemo suddenly thought of an important thing. If the evil spirits in South Peace State Forbidden Grounds were to feed the sand spirit beasts, then what about the ones here? But Yemo remembered that the place he came was filled with black stones. There were no place for sand spirit beasts to survive. Was it the Abyssal River? Yemo was shook. If there was something like the sand spirit beast in the Abyssal River, wouldn't it also be a ticking time bomb? The 5 cultivators couldn't see Yemo's power, and seeing that Yemo frowned, no one dared to talk nor leave. Yemo scanned his spirit sense out and found that there was an immortal crystal a few km away beneath the sand. Yemo took a step and brought that immortal crystal to his hand. Immortal crystal! The 5 cultivators looked at Yemo in shock. There was greed in their eyes. If they could see Yemo's power, or if it wasn't that Yemo came from the demon lands, they would have gone up to rob him. He casually found an immortal crystal? Yemo was extremely shook. Was the Sand River this wealthy now? Immortal crystals were everywhere. He studied it, and found it missing a corner. Yemo didn't put it away and looked at the 5 cultivator. What are you guys doing here? Are you trying to find immortal crystals? Yes, Qianbei. The female cultivator quickly reacted and bowed. Yemo asked in confusion. How do you guys know there are immortal crystals here? Last time I came from West Extreme State, there weren't immortal crystals in Sand River? Hearing this, their hearts skipped. Yemo's words meant that he didn't come from West Extreme State and came from somewhere else. Who else other than Truth Realization State Cultivator could do that? Plus, they just saw Yemo come out from the demon lands. They immediately gave up their desire for immortal crystal. The female cultivator quickly said, Qianbei might have just come to Sand River. A month ago, a huge explosion sounded at the entrance to the demon lands. That explosion covered nearly 1,000 kilometers and even the void was torn open. Ever since then, many people found immortal crystal shards. Yes, because of this many West Extreme State cultivators came to the Sand River to search for them. There's even a teleportation formation direct to West Cultivator City outside the Sand River. Hearing this, Yemo immediately knew what happened. A seal flag here probably self-destructed. This seal flag probably resonated to the seal flag in South Peace State. In Yemo's spirit sense 2 more cultivators flew over, they were both disaster transformation state. Before the 2 even got close they saw the immortal crystal in Yemo's hands and one called out in joy. Immortal crystals! Then, he sped up over at Yemo and grabbed. Such good things should be used by me. You haven't even grown your hair out, it would be a waste for you to use immortal crystals. Yemo looked at him plainly and couldn't even be bothered using domain. He just grabbed with cultivation essence giant hand. Truth Realization State. That disaster transformation state middle stage said in shock and was crushed by cultivation essence giant hand. There was a little heaven flame in his cultivation essence giant hand, and so this disaster transformation state cultivator was completely disintegrated. The other disaster transformation state stopped and looked at Yemo in shock before speaking in a stutter. Truth Realization State Qianbei. The other 5 cultivators were scared to even speak. Luckily they didn't do anything stupid before. Piss off! Yemo yelled. He didn't want to kill people so easily. Hearing this, the disaster transformation state saluted with his fists, and wanted to quickly retreat. What's going on? Before he could leave, another 2 dashing lights came. The disaster transformation state saw this person, and his face lit up. Chan Tian Domain Lord, I came here with Manager Sure to find immortal crystal shards. We found one and was robbed by him. Then he killed Manager Sure. The disaster transformation state cultivator thought that their endless forest's domain lord was here and this cultivator wouldn't be able to escape. He gets to make up the story? Hearing this, Yemo sighed. He was planning to let this guy live, but he was straight up lying in his face. He was asking to die. The 2 cultivators here were both Truth Realization State peak stage, and he knew one of them. The big man was the domain lord of the endless forest, Li Changtian. But Yemo didn't care. Even if So Anshan was here, he would still kill Dai's disaster transformation state. Brother Yi, why did you rob a Wan Bei's things and kill our endless forest's cultivator? Li Changtian knew Yemo's power and asked peacefully. The Truth Realization State peak stage with Li Changtian looked at him in confusion, and then Yemo. He really didn't understand. With Li Changtian's temper, he would have attacked already when someone killed his men. Yemo smiled. Not only did I kill that person, I'm going to kill the person next to you. Yemo's cultivation essence giant hand grabbed out, and quickly grabbed the disaster transformation state cultivator. During this process, Li Changtian could only watch. He found he didn't even have the opportunity to rescue him. Domain Lord save! The disaster transformation state was shook. He didn't expect this young man to be this cocky in front of a truth realization state peak stage cultivator. Yi! Li Changtian just said one word and the disaster transformation state was crushed into bloody mist. Emo couldn't even be bothered using heaven flame. Li Changtian's face changed and stared at Emo. Brother Yi, what's the meaning of this? Ha ha ha, the domineering and prideful endless forest domain Lord Li Changtian really opened my eyes today. Nice move on being a coward. A crisp girl's voice sounded as she came before these people. Li Changtian sneered but ignored this cultivator. Li Changtian sneered but ignored this cultivator. The truth realization state peak stage who came with Li Changtian however saluted with his fists to the female cultivator. Wei Lan Feng greet big sister Quan. This female cultivator just nodded and didn't seem to be very polite. Yemo had recognized who this person was. It was Snow Forest Pond Quan Wan. This woman took advantage of him at the Heartless Sea before. When he beat Yin Su, she took the chance to kill Yin Su and take his spear. There was a female cultivator behind her. It was Mu Feihuan. When he first saw this woman, she was Truth Realization State Level 7, now she was Truth Realization State Level 8. Quan Wan didn't keep scorning Li Changtian and just stared at Yemo and sneered. Yemo, people really meet again everywhere. You ran away at the Heartless Sea before, today you can come with me to Snow Forest Pond. I need your help. Yemo said calmly. Sorry, I'm not interested. When he was Truth Realization State Primary Stage, he wasn't afraid of her, he was injured and was Su Jingwen in them, thus he didn't fight her. Yet, this woman thought he was afraid of her and dared to look for his trouble. Quan Wan said in contempt. That's not up to you. Seeing the conflict break out between the two, Li Sihengtian didn't keep talking. He wanted the two to fight. When Fang Yizong fought them three, the three of them were at a disadvantage immediately, but Yemo could beat Fang Yizong himself and not fear his divine damnation. Eventually, he forced Fang Yizong to immortal ascension. Even so, Fang Yizong still lost an arm. He was certain that two of them combined was no match for Yemo, but Quan Wan was different. He really wanted to see the two beat others so he could take advantage of things. Then, Quan Wan flung her hand and a blue shadow came out. It had a sword sheath that instantly sealed the space around Yemo. Clearly, she was scared of Yemo running again. Feeling her domain, Yemo shook his head. She was much stronger than Li Changtian, but her domain was far weaker than Yu Zizhen. When he was Truth Realization State Level 3, he could beat Yu Zizhen fleeing and spitting blood. Now that he was Truth Realization State Level 7, he didn't feel any sense of challenge fighting someone weaker than Yu Zizhen. She then released another net-shaped magic artifact. She wanted to capture Yemo alive. To her, Yemo was a goat waiting to be scaped. She knew Yemo's value very well. His power was secondary, but he was a level 9 pill king. But when the net-shaped magic artifact just left her hand, Quan Lan felt things were wrong. Her blue sword didn't trap Yemo as she willed. It slowed down immediately as soon as she released it. Her net magic artifact couldn't even leave her hand. This was domain many times stronger than hers. Quan Lan instantly realized this. Only a cultivator much stronger than her could instantly bind her with domain. Knowing that she was bound, Quan Lan's face changed greatly. She burst her cultivation essence, and wanted to break free while burning essence blood. Mu Feihuan had seen Yemo's power. When she fought with Yemo, she knew the terrifying power of Yemo's domain. Now that Grandma fought Yemo, her face went pale and was burning essence blood as soon as the fight begun. Even Mu Feihuan knew that Grandma was far weaker than Yemo. Without hesitation, Mu Feihuan used her clear moon dual blades wanting to help Quan Lan block a strike from Yemo, but as soon as she went into Yemo's domain, she was also bound. The only thing she helped Quan Lan with was to reduce the time it took for her to break free. The purple sword rays came and Quan Lan was scared soulless. She was a truth realization state cultivator about to immortal ascension, and was invincible in the West Extreme state. Yet, she couldn't even last a single move with Yemo. Luckily, when the purple sword rays came, she already broke free from Yemo's domain and without hesitation, she retreated. Splurge, blood splashed and Quan Lan fell on the sand. A gash was across her stomach. If she didn't retreat fast, she wouldn't been cut in half from waist down. Grandma! Mu Feihuan rushed to Quan Lan and helped her up while eating a few pills. I'm fine, Quan Lan said with a coarse voice. She ate a few pills and finally stabilized herself. She looked at Yemo in shock. She didn't expect she couldn't even last a single move with Yemo. His power was too astounding. Was he even matched on Luoyu continent with such power? Yemo didn't pursue her when she got injured. If Yemo did, there was no way for her to escape other than using a forbidden magic. Just one move and she was heavily injured. Her magic artifact was also in Yemo's hands. She finally understood why someone as cocky as Li Chantian was actually like a coward in front of him. A cultivator who passed the Heaven 36 domains was this terrifying? Like Quan Lan, Wei Lan Feng was also extremely shook. He thought that with Quan Lan attacking, Yemo, this young cocky cultivator, was dead for sure. However, Quan Lan only lasted one move and was almost killed. This was probably Yemo not even trying to kill her. Since when was there someone like this in the West Extreme state? How come Li Sihengtian knew his power but he didn't? What was going on? Li Changtian sweated cold seeing Yemo heavily injured Quan Lan in one move. He originally wanted to ask Wei Lanfeng to fight with Yemo, but now seeing the battle here, he knew Yemo was many times stronger than when he fought Fang Yizong. Before, Yemo showed his power to be Truth Realization State Level 1, now he was Truth Realization State Level 7. You're powerful to this extent, Quan Lan said in disbelief and hesitated before saying, I admit defeat. Li Changtian and Wei Lanfeng glanced at each other in shock. They knew this Quan Lan too well. She was stubborn like a rock, but there was one day where she admitted defeat. Yemo said calmly, Last time at Heartless Sea. Before he finished, Quan Lan took out a storage ring and gave it to Yemo. That person's things are here, I didn't touch it. Yemo scanned his spirit sense and saw that red ruined spirit spear was still there. Yemo didn't keep looking and just threw it into his storage ring. He was planning to leave here. The 5 low-level cultivators were completely dumbfounded. Whether it was Quan Lan or Li Changtian, Wei Lanfeng and even Mu Feihuan, they were all very famous and each of them stood at the peak of West Extreme State. Yet this young man who crossed from the demon lands not only made Li Sihengtian act like a coward, but even the number 1 master of West Extreme State couldn't even last a move to him. This was too shocking. If they didn't see this with their own eyes, they would have thought this was a joke. Yemo looked at Li Changtian and asked plainly, Domain Lordly, do you have anything to say? If not, I'm going to go. Li Changtian quickly saluted with his fists. No, the 2 Wanbais who offended Brother Yi deserve to die. If Brother Yi is willing to be a guest at the Endless Forest, I will welcome you greatly. No need for that, I'm busy, goodbye. Then Yemo was about to leave. Mu Feihuan walked up to Yemo and said respectfully, Martial Brother Yi, that blue sword is a heritage item of our snow forest pond, please. Yemo glanced at her and didn't talk. There was no way he was going to give the sword back for no reason. He didn't care about this sword, but this was his battle loot. Yemo glanced at her and didn't talk. There was no way he was going to give the sword back for no reason. He didn't care about this sword, but this was his battle loot. Seeing this, Mu Feihuan immediately realized what was going on. This is a little gift from us. Yemo took it and saw it was filled with piles of level 8 and level 9 spirit herbs. These were things he needed desperately. He immediately took the storage ring and gave the sword back to her. Since this is an important thing to you, then take it. I won't be unreasonable. Mu Feihuan took the sword and breathed easy. She was scared Yemo wasn't willing to give it back. Yemo suddenly felt he did something wrong. He didn't even ask Li Si Hungtian for some spirit herb. They must have countless North Far State all-herb mountain ranges. After the terrifying explosion many years ago, there were less and less cultivators coming here to search for spirit herbs. Those few who came here only stayed at the outskirts. At this moment, an extremely beautiful woman went into the depth of the mountain ranges alone. If Yemo was here, he would see that the place she was trying to open was the seal that was covered by the explosion. He could also recognize that this female cultivator was Ao Qiandai. She completely dug open the blue stairway and reappeared in the hexagonal hall. There were piles of bones underneath her foot. There were some ants crawling around on them, making this underground hall seem even more eerie. Chu Xiaoyi, the thing you want to do, I'm not going to let you succeed, Ao Qiandai said to herself coldly as her voice echoed in the hall. Then, Ao Qiandai charged back into the tunnel filled with space wind blades. She even released defense magic artifact to block it. However, for some reason, she wasn't attacked once by the time she walked to the end of the tunnel. Moments later, she came into entrance to the hall that was filled with fake light balls. However, the hall had collapsed so she couldn't go in. She took out tens of runes and put them at the entrance before going back the way she came in. With her countless years of age, how could she not tell it was a seal here? She was certain it was sealed by Chu Xiaoyi. If this seal wasn't damaged, she wouldn't be able to do anything, but it had been damaged countless times. She was certain she could break it completely with one move. Ao Qiandi stood at the hall and sneered. Chu Xiaoyi, I'm going to break your seal. I want to see how long you can hide for. Then, she released a huge round magic artifact and used tens of hand signs. As she used the hand signs, the space around her began to explode. Suddenly, there was a terrifying explosion at where she placed the runes. She immediately hid under her magic artifact. The explosion sounded wave by wave without stop. Eventually, even she spat a few mouthfuls of blood under her magic artifact due to the shock. She was also wondering how her runes could cause this non-stop explosion. It only broke open that hall. The explosion sounded for 7 minutes before calming down. The entrance she could go in before was completely collapsed. She put away her defense magic artifact and stood in the middle of this hall. He found that one face of the hexagonal hall was blown away. The seals shouldn't be this easily broken, Ao Qiandai murmured to herself. She thought that the break to the seal should be in that hall, not this tunnel. She wouldn't care what the consequence of breaking the seal was. Even if all of the people in North Far State died, she wouldn't care. Ao Qiandai frowned. It seemed she failed. Just when she didn't want to keep looking and was about to leave, there was an ear-piercing laughter. Ao Qiandai thought, was this the person who was sealed? Perhaps she could work with him to kill that ye bastard. That guy forced her to have nowhere to hide. Suddenly, the space before her was devoured. Space devour. Ao Qiandai's face changed and she immediately ran. She finally knew what was sealed here by Chu Xiaoyi. It was nine-headed void-devouring bug. If she knew this place sealed the nine-headed void-devouring bug, she would never do this. She believed with her capabilities and persuasion she could persuade any sealed old monster to work with her, but there was nothing she could do about a nine-headed void-devouring bug at all. But when she looked back, she couldn't find the way she came in from. Before she could leave from the fallen wall, she felt space around her collapse again. There was despair in her eyes, a bone-devouring pain. Ao Qiandai pulled the clothes on her body, but even so, the terrifying pain was still there. The next moment, she disappeared with her surroundings. At the same time, a grayish-yellow bug covered in a sticky liquid appeared in the hall. There was still saliva drooling out of its mouth, but it didn't fall on the ground. The bug was 3 meters long, and it had 9 necks. 3 of the necks had heads, but the rest seemed to have been cut off, and there was just a layer of red. More disgustingly, there were countless red tentacles under its face. The 3-headed bug didn't leave. Moments later, a gray shadow landed next to the bug. The gray shadow looked around and laughed. Chu Xiaoyi, so what if you sealed me Hong Yixing for 10,000 years? I still came out. When I find my things, it will be the moment you lose your head. I hope you're still alive. Suddenly, he frowned and said again, How can I feel the call of immortal ascension? No, I need to quickly find the few other heads. You've eaten one already? Then, he sat on the disgusting bug and patted its head. Go out. The 9-headed void-devouring bug suddenly flew up towards the broken wall, and after another rumble, the 9-headed void-devouring bug flew out with the gray-robed cultivator. You're tuning into the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.